Thank you, thank you, thank you. All right, everybody. It is that time again. It is time for XGR. And as usual, you can see we are joined by Chriz, a.k.a. the Mole.
I'm just going to do two intros. One, I'm going to go,
Oh.
with up. And the second one, just to go kick it old school, I'm going to go, X-Bound Gaming Radio in the morning.
Nice. And we also have Anastasia Lazerbeam.
Should I?
Do we? Do we really have Anastasia
No.
Lazerbeam?
Oh,
Okay.
yes, we do.
All right, and as you can also see, we have not one, but two special guests. So first off, we have the COO, CEO, whatever three letters, the BOB, LOL that you can think of the X-Pound, Mr. James Phoenix.
Basically, any title that helps him sleep at night.
Now I picture he's in bed and he has like a replica wrestling belt, and he's like, "This is the title that helps
I
me."
think he actually does have one of those as well.
He is, as I've
Miss
called
Man.
him.
Yeah.
He is, as I've called him, the lustful librarian with the lovely lists.
He has called me that, unfortunately.
Oh my god.
Wait, I can only write one Cards Against Humanity card at a time. Slow down. Okay.
Well, I don't know this time to speak. Oh god.
And last but certainly not least, you see him there. We have Simon the Peg.
What up, you beautiful people? So, Bruce Willis of the gaming world. You
And
gonna
his
pick it up?
official title on the X-Pound, in terms of initials, is
I don't-
TWAT.
Yes. Yes, it is.
What was that for you?
I didn't say anything.
Thought you did.
Oh, I thought I had a voice in your box lit up. My bad.
I believe we heard the voice on her TV.
Ah.
I believe it was children while I was reaching for the mute button.
It's all cool.
So we got a good motley crew for this one.
We
Indeed.
do.
Although I do believe the host has failed to introduce himself.
That is true. Well, I'm the face you see when you click on the videos. Richter Hammer. There. Feel better now?
You arrogant bastard! You
I know. I'm glad it wasn't me doing the sound effect there. I'd feel like Marcus Shadow then.
Oh, that wasn't you.
No.
I thought
I
it
just-
was.
I like I forget which of the sound effects I like. There's only like one or two I use. I like the money one, but that doesn't come up very often.
There's a money one.
Yeah, the little cash
Yeah, the
register.
character effect.
Oh
That one.
yeah, I love that.
I should use it anytime I talk about Destiny. Anyway,
Ah,
Yeah,
you
about
totally
500 million. It's yeah,
yeah, that was a waste of money.
it is.
And
What
for,
about this?
for the key to win the pyramid, we asked everyone, what does Simon do for sex? That is correct. But no.
I approve.
Did you
So does Visa and Mastercard. Anyway,
Yes, yes. I take Visa.
all right. So today is the final week of our 2014 awards, where we go through the last three, including Game of the Year. Brr, I don't remember which sound effect is that one.
I
We
think
need
this
echo.
one.
That'd be yes, that one. Because we
It's the two masks.
oh, okay.
Sounds like a
No, the
I
lips
just
is the
want to-
laughter.
They need like an echo effect thing.
They do. They
Anyway.
need more effect.
Yeah. But before we get to that, we will go through our news of the week and then the catch-up section where we will talk about one of the games that we played this week, keeping it a little shorter just because we have the awards to get through. So, for news, take it away, Stacy.
Alright, for my news, I have new information about the Majora's Mask on 3D. The swimming mechanics of the Zora form have changed. Some people are thinking it's going to be worse. Other people say whatever. It doesn't really matter. But if you remember in the game, you could kind of swim like a dolphin and keep doing that corkscrew attack and, pretty much swim anywhere you wanted in a relatively fast speed to get there. Well, now they've limited the amount of corkscrew spins you can do because it takes up your magic. So you're gonna, you won't be able to do that fast swimming bit. It takes up the magic. But when you do it, it'll kill more enemies and it's more powerful. So it can be like an attack now, that's kind of cool. But it sucks that you can't use it as like a faster swimming method. So that's shitty. But
that does sound kind of cool.
I'd love to see it as attack because it has like this whole like swirly energy around it and stuff. And it's like, but otherwise you can't like use it as frequently.
Yeah. Although I don't know if you intended it, but when you described it as and you can swim like a dolphin, all I was thinking is and you can swim like a dolphin, but you'll never be better than Commander Shepard. I don't know why.
Like Krogan, you can swim or run like a leopard, but you'll never be as good as Commander Shepard.
Yeah, you can swim like a dolphin. No, that's never come up with that song, but to swim like a dolphin. But I don't know why that jumped into my head.
That's
but still,
how it is. You do this like kind of like jump up and nosedive back into the water when you do the Legend of Zelda stuff. So
nice.
Swim like a dolphin if you wanna. You can leave your fins behind.
No. Oh my god.
Okay, get on with the plot.
Yeah, but I don't know. I didn't spend a whole lot of time swimming around in Legend of Zelda just because, I don't know, Legend of Zelda has made me hate water, among other like things in my life that make me hate like water and underwater. So I didn't spend much time there, but other people might be pissed because I know there's a lot of underwater worlds to explore and like a bunch of collectibles underneath there and stuff. So
Taz hates water.
Yeah. And my favorite was always the Deku Link and going in the air and trees and stuff. So yeah, that's my news.
All right. So with your news, take it away, Mole.
Okay, mine is also related to The Legend of Zelda. The graphic novel retelling of The Legend of Zelda: Link to the Past that originally graced the issues of Nintendo Power in 1992 will flip the hourglass and return in full color form this year via Viz Media. Outside Nintendo's magazine, the graphic novel was last compiled for sale in 1993. Nostalgic collectors have waited many ages and seasons to its return, while younger generations have also had a keen interest. In its twilight years, might just be catching wind and awakening to the why is this all puns? But comics' existence for the first time. Anyone who tracks manga might recognize the visual style in A Link to the Past as that of Shoutaro Inshimamoni, who's also donned the cap of manga artist for series such as Kamen Rider and Cyborg 009. And if you haven't heard of Kamen Rider, it's what they call Masked Rider in Japan. While the overall story arc of the game is followed, they've added a few of its own little touches and characters, making it a very interesting foyer between the worlds of canon and fabrication. The graphic novel of A Link to the Past is expected to arrive this May. We can barely mask our enthusiasm for its release. How about you? It's all puns. But,
were you making those puns up on the fly, or was it actually like that?
No, because I copy and paste the news article, so I have the news article in front of me. I believe this came from Nintendo Life, is where I got it from, that webpage. However, I was interested in this because I'll be honest, Legend of Zelda: A Link to the Past, I did like some of the really old Legend of Zeldas, and then I liked Ocarina of Time and Wind Waker before it became casual shit on the Wii U. But basically, when I would buy this, I would totally buy the graphic novel of Legend of Zelda: A Link to the Past. I think that could be cool. And I did, and I had seen some of those from the Nintendo Power stuff, and I liked them. I don't know about you, Rick.
I don't know. Like when you said that they were in Nintendo Power in like '92, I was like, I might have still been getting it at that point. I was like tempted to rummage through my old ones to see if it actually was in there because I don't even like. It sounds vaguely familiar, but I don't know if I actually read it or not.
Fair enough. You need to search the dungeon of the Ivory Tower.
Yes, the Ivory Dungeon.
Yeah. Which I am aware Simon's probably like, what? We have a running joke whenever Richter is host that he's in an ivory tower.
That is strangely appropriate.
Yeah, just because of the expression of sitting there in your ivory tower. I've used that against him so much when he's host, and I don't know why. It's just funny. But how about you, Jim? Because I know you have a love of reading and a love of video games. Does this please you?
Rick's fucking loving this, isn't he?
Doesn't sound too bad to me.
And that wasn't me taking the piss out of Jim. He does like reading and looking at books and the better format of comics. And basically, I figured this might be right up his alley. I think it could be.
Yeah,
But
could be
okay,
interesting.
fair enough.
Yeah.
Yeah. What's your thought, Pew? Because I know you said earlier when I mentioned it to you, you don't like this.
Pew.
I was really hoping the camera would cut to her and she'd look and she'd just go, I don't like it, like the horse.
That would be so cool.
Is Pew still there?
Can you hear me?
Now we can
Now
hear
we
you.
can.
Okay.
Okay.
That's
Well,
what
I
I
said-
Repeat your last sentence, because you guys cut out.
Okay, can you hear us?
Oh, shut up.
Okay, no, the last thing I said to you is, since I know you don't, you mentioned you didn't like this, what's your thoughts on The Legend of Zelda: A Link to the Past coming to Viz Media, and how some of it, how it's compiled in 1993 and stuff like the graphic novel up from Nintendo's magazine or Nintendo Power?
I don't know. I have the graphic novel simply someone got it for me because Legend of Zelda, and I know I like it, and like thoughtful gift, yeah. But like those books are not very good. Like they don't capture the feeling of like any Zelda I play, and I guess I can't because they're a book and Link has a voice and he talks, and I'm like, no, this isn't right. And I just like I hate the I hate the style of Link that with the giant like freaking like crazy sideburns and like the front hair. Like I like his like Legend of like his game design much better than his artwork designs a lot of times. Like his little cartoony version when it's not Wind Waker, you know?
Mm.
When they try to draw him realistic and they're not like basing it on Twilight Princess or Ocarina of Time, I don't like his look. I hate, like, he just looks fucking retarded when they do that orange hair thing they do, and it's like, what are you doing? Like, just, I don't like your artwork, I don't like your dialogue, I don't like any of this, I don't like the princess, you're writing stupid things,
So if you'd like to
Maybe-
buy this when it comes out as a gift for Pew, please leave your details below.
Oh my god, I already have 2 of them, I don't need more. I just can't be asked to sell them.
Get more, people, get more.
No.
So
Back
is
to our-
it? So,
Oh, sorry.
I'm just curious. Is this a full-on like an actual softback like graphic novel with a proper like a trade publication type thing, or
Yes.
Yes.
donate one to the library, Pew? I'll put it in the collection.
And I can't be asked to give it away because it's part of the collection, and my sister gave it to me, and she'd be like, "Hey, where's those books that I got you?" Because one time I
Wait,
gave away this
she got
Kingdom
you 2
Give
of
it
the
away
exact
because they're
one?
shit. I didn't want them to go to hell.
Oh no, it's volumes 1 and 2.
Oh, okay, fair enough.
It's not two of the
Fair
same
enough.
thing.
If
Oh.
you give me both, I'll put them both in the collection. Then other people can enjoy them.
No, they won't enjoy them. They'll just fucking throw in a fire.
If
I
there's
will
one thing
say-
Casey hates, it's other people enjoying stuff.
Yeah.
I know,
I
really.
do hate other
I
people
will
enjoying
say-
things.
I will say, Pew, I don't know if that's the same one then, because they're saying it's only ever been compiled into one graphic novel,
Okay.
so it may be a different story.
Okay, like I said, I haven't read this one, so like I said, I'll give it its best chance until I read it.
Wait, Legend of Zelda with a different story? I think you're thinking of the wrong property.
Ha 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 ha.
Nice.
The only reason I really can't give it away is because she gave me this Kingdom Hearts Snuggie, and I gave that away to a friend who wanted it because I hate Snuggies.
Wait, why didn't you
And-
give me the Kingdom Hearts Snuggie? I would have taken that.
That was like, I don't think this
Spoiler
before
alert.
even met you.
Oh, okay, fair enough.
Okay.
Where did you get the
Yeah,
Kingdom
she
Hearts
got-
Snuggie? Because I want to go get one.
She got so mad, she actually bought the Kingdom Hearts Snuggie off the person I gave it to so she could have it back.
I'd like to know where she got it in the first place because I want to go buy one.
It was at freaking FYE.
Oh, but fuck. I think now that I remember that, I think you mentioned that to me in the past. Now that I think about it.
Yeah, but how about your news, Rick?
Okay, for mine, basically the expansion to Tokiden Age of Demons called Tokiden Kiwami has been announced that it is actually coming outside of Japan. So the U.S. and Europe will get it on March 31st and 27th respectively, and it's going to be on the oh boy. We're going to lose one part of our broadcast here. It's coming on the PlayStation Vita and the PS4, which is actually kind of cool. I'm surprised. I didn't know there was going to be a PS4 version of it. I'm excited for that. It also has cross-save and cross-play, so you can people on the PS4 can play with the Vita people, like it's one unified server, I guess, or you can connect to the same people. And also your save file will work with both, which is cool. And apparently they also then announced pre-order bonuses for it already, which surprised me. So for you get basically different sets of armor and from either inspired by the enemies or from the other players, the NPCs in the game, basically. And so it contains basically the stuff from the first game, but then new extra stuff. So if you ever played Monster Hunter, it's the idea of the G release, or like for Samurai Warriors or whatever, like the XL release, where it's like a lot of it's the base game and then there's all the extra stuff. So looking forward to that.
Cool.
Based on that news and based on the fact I did a couple of weeks back the J Stars, whatever it was called, the game that's coming out. I want to buy it, I just can't remember the fucking title. But
Yeah.
and various other ones like that, Rick. I'm gonna make a suggestion for next week.
Mm-hmm.
Next week, can we discuss the trend about the fact there's more Japanese games being released outside of Japan, and what does that mean for the industry? Like, is Japan finally willing to share with the world, or what does this mean?
Sure.
'Cause I think that could be a cool topic.
Good.
What do you think, Pew?
That's a lovely outcome as well.
Okay, so that's one. That's a good topic. That could be a fun discussion. And one.
It could be okay.
Fair enough.
All right. So that does it for the news, I assume, or did any of the guests have any news?
Nope, I got
I-
nothing.
I got nothing.
All right. So on to the catch-up section.
Sweet.
So first, with a game that you've played this week, let's go to one of our special guests. Let's go with Mr. James Phoenix.
Alrighty. One thing I've been playing a lot of this week is Grand Theft Auto 5 on PS4 specifically. I got the game for Christmas, and I've been getting it a little more recently. I went through the base story mode, did the tutorial, and a little bit beyond that, and then our good friend Chris DeBole over here and his good friend and personal sidekick, the Crispy, introduced me to the Grand Theft Auto Online mode, which is very awesome. So I created a character, and I've been working on that, doing we're just jumping into random jobs and just trying to build a bit of money to buy myself a nice apartment and whatnot. So I like the the gameplay's very smooth. I like the variety of missions. Some of them are races. Some of them you have to work on a team to steal something. Some of them it's a straight up deathmatch and you're shooting each other. There's parachute missions. There's a wide variety of stuff to do, and I like that. I haven't even tried out a lot of the side stuff like golf and tennis and stuff. I want to try that out.
I will say, I played the tennis. It shockingly plays better than some games that are just tennis games.
Yeah.
Which is kind of cool.
Irony.
Which, yeah, I played that with Jim this week, Rick. Where I made the X Pound as a group for when we all go
Nice.
there.
As a crew,
And
yeah.
as a crew, and that carries over to all Rockstar games and stuff.
Mm.
We've all got matching leather jackets because Jim logged on and found me in my black leather jacket that I bought when I got the game. When Crispy got one that matched, it was red, and Jim's gonna got a black one that's similar to mine but different.
Mine's got a
that's
vertical
cool.
blue stripe on it.
Yeah, which means we need you, Rick, so you can be our other guy in a leather jacket.
Yes, quite. Yeah, it's pretty. It's a lot of fun, especially when things start to get crazy. Because there was one particularly fun event that I will talk about is when I first started GTA Online. Mole and Crispy were both on, and they were trying to help me get myself a little bit established and try to build up so I could at least get some decent weapons and be well enough to actually play the game. And so Mole said, he said, "Okay, Jim, here's what you're gonna do. You're gonna go rob a store." I'm like, "Okay." So we go. First of all, we had the running problem of every time we went to a convenience store, the guy wouldn't give me any money, and I figured out after the fact that I was pretty sure it was because I had no ammo in my gun. But that aside, yeah, it was somehow he magically knew that there was no ammo in the gun. I don't know, but anyway.
Which is more amazing because, as I pointed out to Jim, you can rob the store if you hold a snowball.
Yeah, there's a winner. It's a snowball. He'll give you the money, which is ridiculous. But anyway, so we after a few times of this being fucked up, and not working. One of the times we went to this convenience store, and I went inside while they were outside in the car, or they were waiting outside by the car, and so I went inside and started holding the guy up. And for some reason, while apparently the game decided it hated Mole and Crispy, and while I'm inside robbing the store, a freaking NPC comes tearing by, and he'd shoot Crispy in the head.
It pulled Crispy out of his car, threw him against another car, shot him in the head when he was on the floor. I'm like, holy fuck. I jump to the driver's side. I run him the fuck over. He gets back up. I run him over like 2 or 3 more times, and he's still getting back up. By which point, the police have surrounded me, so I'm kind of trapped. As it sort of pulled me out my car and threw me towards the cops, who all just shot me when I was on the ground. It's like, what the fuck is this?
And of course, at this point, I've still gotten no money from the cashier because the thing is still fucked up. So I'm like, fine, fuck it. So I go to run out of here, and all of a sudden I walk out of the store, and there's like a billion cops everywhere, and I'm like, what? Dead. That was ridiculous.
And the prom's tomorrow.
I know.
No, but my favourite was still when we were driving in the car and it flipped over and you were like, we're going to die. And we're like, no, we'll survive. But it just turned out like a freak chance. The petrol part of the car smacked into a rock. So the whole car exploded on impact. Normally you can't survive going down a cliff. This one you could. If the petrol just hit that rock perfectly and blew us up.
That was pretty amazing because it was literally like the game timed it just to mock us because we're going down the hill like floating. I'm like, oh crap, and we're like sliding down the hill like upside down. I'm like, oh, we're upside down. Is the car going to explode? Yeah, but it takes a while to explode.
Yeah, the car didn't explode because we were upside down. As we were near the bottom, so we would have survived, it rolled, and like I said, the part underneath, which is like the gas, as you would call it, tank and stuff, went smack right into one of the rocks on the mountain, and that blew us up.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
no, which was hilarious. And then there was the time that Mole decided to start shooting firemen for no good reason.
I had a reason.
No, you didn't.
I tried to mind my own business and get in a vehicle, and they just pulled me out and started to punch me.
You stole their fire truck!
Well, yeah, and they also complained because I hit them with their own hose. But still, out of nowhere, there was just no need. They could have just said no and got me out and left me, but no, they started to punch me. It was self-defense. My favourite was still your reaction in the other store, though, of put the money in the bag. No, and the guy won't do it, and he's like, put the money in the bag or we'll shoot you, and he doesn't do it. So I shot him in the fucking head and took it out. Which, like I said to Simon, my logic with that is word of mouth spreads. And then suddenly no store gives us money because they're like, he's not going to kill us. So I had to kill him to keep our respect up, Jim. You're welcome.
Fair enough.
That is how that works.
Pretty much. Yeah, apparently that's how that works. Well, yeah, just a lot of crazy fun, and just a lot, a lot of fun missions. Trying, different death matches. I'll admit I am absolutely terrible at this game, and I'm steadily getting a little bit better. Um, But yeah, just a lot of different fun things to play in the game. And like I said, the story mode is really good too. I like the characters. So far I have Franklin and Michael. I haven't gotten Trevor yet, but Franklin and Michael are both pretty awesome. I like Michael. Michael gives me a very Tommy Vassetti feeling. I like that. And Franklin's very cool because given that you're in San Andreas, he's the kind of the CJ representative character, and that was pretty cool too. So different aspects of life, different missions, things like that. So
Because he's black, he represents CJ. That's racist.
in all fairness, articles have said that. I didn't make that up. Anyway,
I like he didn't care when he said the other guy. It's like, oh, he represents the Italian guy because he's white, but
yeah. But yeah, it's mostly because he swears and sounds like him. Not quite Ray Liotta, but he sounds like he could be Ray Liotta. But anyway, yeah, it's just a lot of fun. The controls are really good. I think the driving controls are a little smoother than they've been in the past. Seems to be working really well. The shooting mechanics are pretty good. I've got to get my stats up so I can aim the guns a little better. But the shooting mechanics are really good. All the mini games are a lot of fun. I thought this was amazing. I actually went. I was playing as Michael, and I was at his mansion, and I went into his house, and I was checking out what was going on. So I sat down and I turned the TV on, and there's like full TV shows like you can watch in the game, and they're like. And there's throwback stuff in there to earlier games, which I really like about this game because I hated it. I did not like Grand Theft Auto 4. I mean, it was fun to play for the most part, but I didn't like the fact that they erased almost everything from the past games in terms of continuity and connections, except for Laszlo. And so I was a little unhappy about that. So I like the fact that in this game, 3 did for the previous generation. Yes, you're right, but I didn't play the previous games before that, so 3 was my introduction to the series. So. But anyway, so it was a lot of fun to see a lot of the connections coming back. Laszlo's a lot more everywhere. Fernando's back on the radio. Chris Formaggi of the Epsilon program is there. All kinds of these references to characters that have existed in the franchise in the past. And I sat down and I turned on the TV, and I remembered in one of the previous games, I probably San Andreas, they always played this old 1950s radio show that was about, what was the guy's name? But it was an old 1950s detective radio show that they always played, and it was this hilariously, overly violent, overly sexist, ridiculous 1950s radio show that was sponsored by Friendly Napalm. And they actually had a colored cartoon animated TV version of it on the TV because I turned it on. I'm like, what is this? Gordon Moorhead, that's it. And all of a sudden I'm like, oh my God, it's Gordon Moorhead. And now they're being sponsored by Redwood cigarettes. But there's a joke at the end where Pablo pulls out a thing of Friendly Napalm to be the bad guys. Like, the stereotypical Mexican guy, Pablo, and Gordon Moorhead's like, but Pablo, we're not sponsored by Friendly anymore. You see, senor, but this is an old script.
Nice.
Wow, that's hilarious. And watching Laszlo host a parody American Idol show on TV, and there's just having the fake TV shows, the radio station shows. They put so much detail into absolutely everything in the franchise, and I love the fact that this feels like Grand Theft Auto again. There's all the in-jokes, the references to things, the references to, the different, companies, Zybatu Pharmaceuticals and all this other, the companies, all the references and stuff from the past are starting to come back to the point that it's familiar, but it's still the different new world at the same time, and I like that a lot. I've just been really immersed in the game, and I'm really enjoying it so far. I've been focusing more on the online, trying to build myself up a little bit there so I can obviously it'll be more effective when I'm playing with Mole and Crispy, but I'm working my way through the story mode slowly, too. I'm just really enjoying the game. It's a lot of fun, and I'm glad that I got it for Christmas.
Nice. Yeah, 5 is fun. I will admit I did not like 4, but not because of the erasing stuff and all that. I didn't like 4 just because they took out the fun of GTA. Everything was way too serious until the DLC.
That too, yeah.
Whereas I still remember, like Vice City, if you looked in the river, there's a guy with concrete boots in the water, which is just hilarious. And like this one's got loads of little jokes here and there. It's like, that's what GTA should be. It shouldn't be ultra serious, because that ruins GTA, because it's a game about essentially being able to do whatever the fuck you want. If you choose not to do the story at that particular time, you can just go have fun. You can even make up your own games. Like, I remember on Grand Theft Auto 3 and shit, me and my friends used to have a game where we'd deliberately enter the codes to put the wantage things on maximum and see who could survive the longest.
See, my favorite thing to do in GTA 3 was basically to turn on the give pedestrians weapons and pedestrian riot codes and see who could survive.
Yeah, I've done that one as well. We just love turning it on to 6 stars where you had the army come after you and you're in like whatever vehicle you get, which is always fucking hilarious.
That was fun. See, my favorite way to do that in Grand Theft Auto 3 is outside the Portland Hospital, because you can to the left side of the Portland Hospital, up the stairwell. There's like 2 stairs that leads up to an upper area, and if you hide up there, basically you're in a pretty safe area, and you can see how long you can survive with everybody coming at you. Because the police cars will try to go up the hill, but won't be able to get up the hill, so you can shoot the cops as they're on the rail, and then you just got to take out the helicopters above you. So it's kind of fun, and it's fun seeing like all the cop cars crash into each other, and one will like ramp off the other one and flip over and crash over your head. It's hilarious.
Nice.
Good stuff. Good stuff. But yes, back over to Hammy.
All right, those are fun games. I need to play more 5. I have it on last gen.
too.
So.
Oh, boo. Wait, Mole, is the GTA Online crossover, or is that only PS4?
I believe it's only PS4.
Yeah.
Richter, go buy the PS4 version. You can trade, because you can trade up. You can import your saves from GTA 3 and stuff. They said.
Yeah, you can import the online save.
Yeah, the online, not the offline.
Yeah, that way you can at least have your online account, and you can join our crew.
There you go.
Which I will say one slight thing about that, which is funny, Rick.
Mm-hmm.
If you import your character, you start in the police station. Because there's like a lineup of characters with numbers in front of them, and you pick which one was your character. Like you literally ID him, and then he takes a photo of it, like and then he comes out, and then you be him.
Nice. It is pretty cool. That's in the character creators who create them in the they're in a generic in the police lineup, then they walk back out and you create them, and then they walk back in with a number and you take the picture and that just confirms your character. It's pretty cool.
Oh yeah, but I was on about for importing. It works that way too. And if you've got multiple characters, or if you've got whatever, it loads in them, so you would ID them through there, and that's how you go. Okay, I want that character imported.
Nice.
Fair enough.
I like that.
All right.
Alrighty then.
So next up for the catch up, how about Stacy?
Simon.
Okay, we can go Simon.
What? Is it me or is it...
He said me, but you want to go Simon, you can.
Ladies first, yeah.
Okay, off you go, Simon. Yeah, up top, Pew. Up top.
Yeah.
No, Richter said Pew. You go Pew. I was just chanting Simon's name.
Okay.
Alright, well, I played Saints Row 4, and I've been playing it, played a bit with Mole as well. I pretty much I keep doing every side mission available to, as soon as I open up a new side mission, I do that one, and I love, all the side missions, but I kind of don't have any left until I do another story mission, and then I do them, and then there's none left in story mission.
Yeah, which, like
That's
I said,
kinda...
you should have waited.
I don't know, I'm still enjoying it, so... I have, crap tons of money, and I have all these cool powers and stuff. I'm president, and it's all this virtual shit. And I just did this mission with, old Shaundi versus new Shaundi, and I thought that was really interesting. And she has, all these missions with her old self and her new self, and that's really funny seeing her interact. Because she's changed. She's, this uptight chick now, and she used to be, this stoner chick. And that was really interesting.
And I will say that's also the game I've played this week, so I'll piggyback with. If that's allowed, Rick.
Yeah, that's fine.
No, it's not allowed. Get the fuck out.
I still have to ask Daddy's permission. But no, yeah. The only reason I kept telling you to wait and do the side quests later, Pew, the little ones you're looking at on the map of what you can do, like hacking all the stores and stuff, is they give them you to do all of them stuff as side quests from the characters, and each one gives you more story if you haven't done them. Because if you do them through the side quests, the characters, before you do each store, you're hacking this store now, and the reason you're doing this is because yada 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 yada. The reason you're stopping these enemies is because, and they give you a reason for it, and they actually make doing the side quests a bit more fun and a bit more story driven.
I did get that because as soon as I started doing everybody's like companion quests or whatever, I would just keep talking to them straight out. Oh, you did that thing. Hey, do this thing. And they talk to me again. Oh, you did that thing. And I'd be standing there completing missions, just standing there because I already had done it from previous times or something.
Yeah. And I will say, Saints Row the Fourth, I've been playing it, the re-elected edition on PS4, soon to play Get Out of Hell. I completed it on PS3. I'm playing on PS4. I made a female character this time because I made a guy on PS3, and I'm loving it. And I'm loving seeing the different how this character seems to be a little different to my other one in terms of the voice and stuff, which is cool. And I love little jokes in there, like you can sleep with everyone.
Yeah, I was gonna just say that. I like the romance option.
yeah.
Even the robot was like, "I am built to pleasure you."
Yep. So far, I've slept with everyone.
Me too.
Just because it's funny. I'm not about in the game, Pew.
Fuck off.
But spoiler alert! The part I wanted to talk about for me playing this week, though, because it was my favourite part so far, is the DLCs that were included in it. The Enter the Dominatrix, which is fun, but a little lazy, because in part it's like they didn't finish it. They just thought, fuck it, we'll just add breaking the fourth wall and pointing out that we haven't finished it with some like animate like of cheap animations or stencil art and stuff. And I'm like, that's funny in some parts, but it's not quite that good. Then the other one was How the Saints Save Christmas, which may be the greatest DLC in history. Because an evil version of Santa called Claus with a Z has taken over Christmas. You team up with Santa to take him out. And you go through fighting like little elves by your side who then turn into giant elves with jokes. There's references to various Christmas stuff, and it's just a giant love note to Christmas, which is awesome. Like at the end, you kill Claus by jumping into the air with your powers and knocking him straight down so he gets impaled on a Christmas tree. Then good Santa says to you, by the way, you do realize you can't get on the nice list by murdering someone, right? And your character's like, wait, what? He's like, you didn't believe in me. You said Christmas sucked at the beginning. You've murdered someone. You can't be on the nice list. And your character is like, oh, but I was Junior Santa, because that's what Santa called you, Santa Junior and stuff, because you were helping him out. And then Santa's like, but this is Christmas. There's always time for a miracle. Which then makes a montage happen of you in Christmas sweaters and hanging decorations, caroling, and doing various Christmas activities in a montage, which is fucking hilarious. They even throw in a joke in that as you're doing the montage. At one point, a little glass goes over you, and you see your heart grow 3 sizes that night.
Nice.
And I'm just like, it's so wonderful, and it gives you great DLC, which I will touch upon soon. But each one gives you some DLC vehicles and stuff, which is cool, and DLC weapons and homies. Like I can summon Santa as a homie, or I can summon Claus as a homie. Like I can summon the Dominatrix and stuff. It's cool. I do like Saints Row 4 re-elected. I'm looking forward to Get Out of Hell. Thank you. Back to Richter.
All right.
Or back to Pew, if she had more.
Oh.
Pew?
I'm good.
Okay.
All
She does seem
right,
to be more mute today.
She doesn't like us anymore.
Well, I have the space heater on, and my guinea pigs are squeaking a lot, so I just don't want that to carry through.
Fair enough. But speaking of squeaking rodents, I know who's next.
Yes, take it away, Simon.
And have you did you play I Hate You Mole on PS3, 360 one?
No.
I need to make that a game now, just so.
2 games at the moment. I'm playing
Only
Metal
one.
Gear. Oh damn. Ooh.
Speaking of what you just mentioned then, Si,
Mhm.
in Saints Row the 4th, there is a mission which just references Metal Gear.
That was actually the game.
Yeah, you put on, you're in like a similar outfit. You even have to put on a box and do stealth.
Oh god, I remember that. Yeah, I remember
And
playing for that.
Yeah, and you have to do all that stuff. It's amazing. Although I do love the joke in that of you're like if your characters and she's like shoot the light bulbs, shoot them to make create dark, and you're like, why would I waste 2 bullets on lights when I can just put 1 in the guard? And she's like, do it. This is stealth when you do it. And she's like, yeah, you need to avoid the light. And your character's like, wait, in this world are we vampires?
I fucking love the dialogue options in just the banter and fucking Saints Row.
I assume Richter's played that. I think Richter will remember that mission, won't you, Richter? The Metal Gear mission, where you had to kill the evil you.
I don't
that
think
was
I
so
did that
great,
one
and the
yet.
boxes and all that shit about taking out the lights and everything.
Yeah. Which, fun fact for you, Rick.
Uh-huh.
I played it through as a guy and a girl. It's both the same. When I played through as a girl, I almost pissed myself laughing because she appeared on the Titantron, the evil version of me. And even though it's a girl, she still has the goatee.
Nice.
Really?
Yeah,
Yep.
to show it an evil version of me.
Nice.
Wow. Just wow.
But I'm sorry, back to say.
I've been playing Metal Gear Solid Ground Zeroes lately. I borrowed it off a friend, and
And how was that demo?
short. Short. Yeah. I like it, I like it for the story and all that. Linda's making a snake and all that, and, it's still essentially Metal Gear. It's just, why would you go through all that just to fucking, just to have it as a possibility of what you can do, If it was up to me, I would have released Ground Zeroes and the Phantom Pain as one whole game.
That's because, Simon, the people who make Metal Gear were sat around one day and they thought, okay, how do we make video games that people would want? Should we put multiple games together like the cool people did for Bayonetta 1 and 2 on the Wii U? Or should we follow Gran Turismo's approach and release a demo called Prologue about a year before the actual game comes out for about £25? And yeah, idiots will end up buying it and we'll just laugh in their face. Yeah, we'll do the second.
Yes, I'm very glad that I borrowed it, because, well, yeah. I mean, don't get me wrong, it's a good game. Although I went back to playing Dark Souls 2 afterwards, but hey.
It was a good day while it lasted.
Yes.
Does it have more gameplay than Metal Gear Solid 4, I think it was?
No.
The one that was just a giant cutscene?
I think that as well, though, man. Like, I would have preferred that. Oh god, my mind's just... Oh, Ground Zeroes. Don't ask how I've just blanked there. It's been a long night.
That's what they should have done with Ground Zero, so I understand this will make more money. They should have released it as a standalone direct-to-DVD film. It's definitely in continuity. For less money. So instead of it being like 25, it's like 15 or 20-ish, because that's how much a Blu-ray of film is. So you can pop in, watch, and you won't be insulted like, oh my god, ha 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 ha, I've bought a demo. You'll be like, okay, I bought a film knowing it's a film to watch it, and it's like in the middle. Because some things do that. Like, there was a Mass Effect, a Dragon Age, there's been Resident Evil direct-to-DVD ones, there's a Bayonetta one, and stuff, Dead Space, and stuff like that. So I couldn't see why they wouldn't do it for Metal Gear. But that might just be me. I'm not sure if that was a stupid suggestion or not.
Potentially, but I get what you mean.
Yeah. Potential.
Yes.
Wow, that's an outdated reference.
You're an
No.
outdated reference.
No.
Mhm.
Seriously, when are you gonna get a new haircut, mate?
Me? Never.
No, not you. I already know. I've already seen your haircuts. I mean, what's his face? The mustache. I know Richter can't fucking grow hair anymore. Can you?
Me?
Wow.
I can
Wow.
grow back and chest hair. I can shave it like Zangief, but that's about it.
I have to say, wow, Simon, you're a dick.
I know.
I thought you were supposed to work in the care business. You don't just say to someone, yeah, you can't grow hair anymore, can you, huh?
I know.
Huh?
I'm
You're
crying.
bald, huh? I mean, what, do you walk into, like, the war vets' homes and go like, you don't have two legs anymore, do you, huh? Stepped on a landmine, did we? How did that work out for you? What did we learn? No, you don't do that to people, Si. That's dickish.
That's what Psy do.
Yes.
You owe Richter an apology.
I can't apologise. It will sound sarcastic.
You made Daddy cry.
For God's sake. Fine.
Yeah. You were telling us about Ground Zeroes.
Yeah.
Yeah. I borrowed it off a buddy of mine, and because I was very curious to finally get around to playing it, and he was like, "Dude, do you want to borrow it?" I'm like, "Yeah, fuck it, why not?" Saves me because, well, I don't get paid a lot, and really, just for that?
I don't get paid a lot. And I figured with the dramatic pause, it was the perfect placement for your ka-ching to throw back to you being paid for sex.
Oh, what the hell, agreed. Yeah, I like the story. It's a good game, but hey, could have been better.
Fair enough.
All right. So then that leaves me.
Daddy
Yeah.
cool. Daddy cool.
So the game I played this week is, strangely enough, a PSP game that was just released like a week or two ago, called Brandish the Dark Revenant. And it's like a third-person, kind of like that isometric, like Legend of Zelda view, like dungeon crawl adventure game. And it's actually pretty cool, just because I thought it was going to be more RPG or like more like a mystery dungeon, but it's not. Their dungeons are laid out and stuff, so you actually get better puzzles, which is weird. That I would be like, yay, puzzles. But it's kind of cool because not all of it is combat oriented. There's like levels that are just like puzzles or like some gimmick to them. So like there's one that has like lots of pits, or the zone I'm in now really sucks. It's like all dark, so like you can't see the floor, so it's really easy to step in the pits, and really hard to see the enemies because they're all so dark. But you can use these, like, you get throughout different parts of the game you get like demon armor, and which drains your health, so it's really useless. But I held on to it because I'm a pack rat in games, well, and other places. But and then when you get to that area, like there's a sign in the beginning, and it's like, hey, you can use the demon stuff here, and I'm like, that's why I kept it. So I put on these like pretty powerful armor because I was like, oh, good, it wasn't just wasting space in my inventory. I can actually use it now. But it's actually a really fun game because it feels more like an adventure game and less like just a combat action game. But I don't know. I like it.
That sounded
That
pretty
said,
cool.
I'm not sure
I think-
anyone would be able to play it. 'Cause I don't know if anyone has their PSP still or the other newer PlayStation system that's portable, which
We
it
could
also
act-
plays on.
I actually still have a
Or
PS.
how about PlayStation TV?
Oh.
Yeah, it should work on that.
And
Yeah,
Jim?
yeah.
Jim? Can you hear me,
Yes.
Jim?
I can hear you.
Peter!
But yeah, it's it's pretty fun. It's also like it's it's not like I don't. It straddles a good line of difficulty, if that makes sense. Like it's kind of hard because you can take a lot of damage and stuff and get overwhelmed quickly, and you've got to like understand what you're doing. But you can save
That
pretty much
sounds-
anywhere. So what? Yes.
Minus the save part, and you're describing like it's a little fun, but you can suddenly get overwhelmed if you don't know what you're doing and stuff like that. It sounds exactly like sex at Simon's.
Is there an area that's all dark where you can't see anyway?
Of course,
Yes.
that's his sex dungeon.
And sometimes there's ones with holes everywhere. Oh, I see how this works. Okay.
No,
Ah.
for him, it's just his normal Wednesday dungeon.
Ah.
Oh dear lord.
Poor Simon.
I know. Why does he show up? I would think he would hate us at some point.
Although if it helps, Rick, when you mentioned you were a pack rat in other
Mhm.
places too, I don't know why in my head I was just imagining Marcus Shadow tied up in one of those like little bread tins.
No.
Nah.
He's free to run around.
You like the free range Kung Pao chicken.
Thanks.
But no, I was saying I did see photos of that game when they announced that a new PSP game was coming. I was
Yeah.
like, that looks cool. Weird, it's on PSP, but cool.
Yeah.
And if I like, well, we were made it for PSP. There's nothing else we could do. Surely it'd be a little simple to just adapt it to PS3 as a PSN game.
Yeah.
Yeah, you would think.
Well, I think it came out in Japan like a couple years ago. They just got around to translating it now for some reason. I don't know what. They're just like, oh yeah, let's bring out that. I'm like, oh, it's a surprise. It's actually pretty cool though. I'm glad it did come out.
Yeah, it reminds me of. I think it was like a few. It wasn't this year, but it was like a few years back. I saw, and the Dreamcast game was. You got like the last Dreamcast game was now sold in Japan, which has continued to sell Dreamcast games since. I was like, wait, what? They continue to do Dreamcast games? I loved the Dreamcast. It was a great piece of kit.
Yeah. Yeah, I remember that they were still at Dreamcast games, and I was surprised too. I was like, what? All right, so now on to our awards. Da-da-da. So, do Simon and Jim, do you have any awards before I, like, do you want
I
to
have
be
a-
included in the rotation, or?
I have awards.
Okay.
I don't know if Simon has awards.
I probably do.
I probably do. All right.
Nice. He probably does.
Yes.
This goes well for us.
Yeah. Note to self: don't throw it to him first. Okay. So
Agreed.
first up, Oh wait. Just be a dick about it.
You dick.
All right. So the first category for today is mount or vehicle, and so why don't you? I'm scared to ask Simon what his favorite mount is. But
Hi, Jim's mom.
Yeah, that was inevitable.
Oh,
All right,
sorry.
so take it away, Mole.
Okay, so we're doing worst first, aren't we? We are, aren't we, Rick?
Worst, yeah.
Yes, worst.
Yeah, but
Sorry.
worst mount and or vehicle for me. I gave it to shitty flying bike from Destiny, from the video game Destiny. Because at least the start one, it's like, why put you on a vehicle when every other fucker out there can shoot you, but you can't shoot back? It's like, what? at least give you a base gun so you could shoot back. It handled like shit, and you were being shot at by loads of enemies on bikes and stuff. And it's weird because most games, even like Borderlands, for example, when it gives you the first vehicle, it has some sort of a weapon that you can easily transition to if the enemies are in vehicles. This one, no. You're literally like, oh, leave me alone, as you run away like Simon whenever someone says, like, oh yeah, we're going to cut your hair. No, leave me alone. We're out of makeup. No.
For the record, I don't mind getting my hair cut.
Bet you don't.
Shut up.
That'll be 1 bazillion, please.
Piss off.
But no, I gave it to that because I assume you know which vehicle I was referring to.
Yes.
The first one you start off with. I don't like that vehicle. Like I said, I didn't like how it handled. I didn't like the fact at the time they give it you, or the loads of enemies on vehicles, you don't have a single weapon. You have to flee. In a game that's meant to be about action, I don't want to flee. I want to kill stuff.
What I like is when in that game when you get to the moon, there is like a single-person rideable motorcycle that has guns on it, but you never get to like keep one. And I'm like, I want this one. I don't want the crappy one that we get. The one that all of them have the same speed, unless you get like super rare. You trade in your rare things for super rare parts to make it go slightly faster for no purpose. Unless you like impromptu race. Yeah, like I don't know how much faster, but I don't think it's that much. Like, but it's you just sink all these resources to make it go a little faster. It's not like they have races in the game, in which case it'd be unbalanced. But you know, like an impromptu race. I bet my 90 speed bike is faster than your 90 speed bike. Like, it's just...
See, I would make the case of if it's basically an MMO, and they've got races in there that you can compete against other players. They should be a difference in parts, because that will encourage people to customize and build their car to an advantage. Like, oh, I want to concentrate on speed, or I want to concentrate on handling. It's like all are the same, racing exactly the same speed. It's not fucking Mario Kart.
Yeah. Well, the only reason I didn't give that my award was because I like that you can summon them pretty much anywhere.
Fair enough.
Because you just open but they are pretty crappy. Like I definitely agree that they suck. They had that little convenience factor that I was like, I can't necessarily say that's the worst. Just because I wish that was in like Borderlands 2, or in any of the Borderlands. Like I kind of wish you could summon them more readily, because sometimes you're just stranded out in the middle of nowhere. But I definitely agree that those were really crappy bikes, and I don't know why they were there. They were there to like get you. Well, I'm not even sure. My guess is they're there to get you through quicker the areas where there's no enemies. It's just a corridor, so it can load the next area. So it just gets you through that faster. That's the only thing I can think of.
Yeah, or it's to encourage you not to go exploring in the caves where the enemies are like 3 or 4 times as difficult.
Yeah.
They're like, no, just stick to the car, just drive. Go from point A to point B, then kill stuff. It's like, well, if that's the case, and there's no point to actually going on foot, why don't you just take me there in a cutscene?
Yeah, exactly.
Press X to mourn. Or pay respect.
Press X to Jason. What is that? I saw some people playing some game, and that's what it would say. Like when you die, it would say like strange messages, and one of them was press X to Jason, and I was like, "Yay, Heavy Rain reference."
Press X to Jason. I like that.
All right, so
just call it what it is. Press X for bad parenting.
Yeah.
Or raising the most retarded kids ever.
Yeah. No, I was just saying, back to you, Rick, because that was mine.
Okay. So with worst mounted vehicle for 2014, take it away, Jim.
And cue the tumbleweed.
All right. Did I catch him while he was gone?
Jim,
No, I'm here. Sorry.
Oh, okay.
Sorry, that didn't realize I was muted. Okay, so... Alright, so my worst vehicle which I discovered fairly quickly, which I never really liked it before, but I discovered fairly quickly when starting to play the game. And it is just basically further annoyed me as I have had to deal with it. I gave it to bicycles in Grand Theft Auto 5. Because fuck bicycles. Seriously, what is the purpose of the bicycle? You have to constantly press X to keep pedaling to do anything, while at the same time, if you want to actually defend yourself, holding R1 and aiming a shit, no, you have like 9 buttons to do anything while on a bike. It is so freaking stupid. Several times I was doing random jobs and I got put into bike races. Number one, bike races where the checkpoints were like on top of shit, and then freaking I'm just driving bikes like every time I'm on the bike, and people just keep shooting me because somebody made it a GTA match so everybody can shoot each other. So every time I get on the bike and try to ride, just shot. It's like, no, this vehicle is useless. I don't want to use these bikes. Fuck off.
I will say the vehicle does have one use online.
What's that?
When you're pedaling and stuff, I believe that's one of the things that will factor into how out of shape you are.
Ah.
So it could make you suddenly more agile and stuff, but that doesn't mean it's a good vehicle. No. There's a reason God created the motorcycle.
Thank you.
God created the motorcycle.
He did. The devil created the car.
Yeah.
And I know Buddha made the smart car.
I don't like the smart car.
I didn't say it was a bad thing. I like the look of the smart cars. I was willing to show them to you. However, they fall into that category of people who like cars don't like smart cars. People who like bikes don't like smart cars. So it's more like the Buddha of we're just all accomplishing everything. Come here.
Okay.
Hey, the Monkey King was from a Buddha story, and
That's
he
true.
was adapted into Goku.
That's true.
He was then adapted into Naruto.
The Fox King. Okay, so with worst vehicle of 2014, take it away, Stacy.
Sucks.
I had to think about my worst vehicle because there's quite a few vehicles I don't like. But probably the most disappointing one for me was that in Dragon Age Inquisition, you know that little nug that Liliana has? That pink little bunny, it's like a bunny pig thing. Mo, do you remember it? Okay. Now imagine that, except the size of a hippo and blue.
Mommy?
Yeah, so that's one of the mounts in Dragon Age, and it looks so retarded. It kind of looks like I just feel so bad for it. I kind of want to kill it, just put it out of its misery.
Now, I have to ask you, when you say imagine it the size of a hippo and blue, do you mean it's like a blue hippo, or do you mean it's a monkey the size of a hippo, like the monkey Blue from the Jungle Book?
Wait, what? I just got confused.
Or was he a bear? I think he was a bear.
I have no idea what you're saying right now, but it was the size of a hippo, and it was the color blue. And it's still that pig bunny thing.
Yeah, Baloo was the bear. He wasn't a monkey. The monkey was King.
Oh, okay. Like Baloo, like the Jungle Book.
Hey, yeah, I said Jungle Book, and to be fair, I did correct myself and say, wait, no, actually, I think he was a bear.
Oh, you confused me with too many things.
He was a monkey singing about the bare necessities, yeah.
No, wait, no, the bear was singing about the bare necessities to Mowgli. Shut up, just shut up with your Disney stuff.
I'll be honest, like I said, I've forgotten a lot of that film because I don't like that film.
Well, you'll feel better because there's not one but 2 live-action remakes coming up.
Oh, that's horrible.
I only remember it because of Tailspin.
Yeah.
How did that show even fit into continuity?
I remember
I don't know.
I remember watching the film as a kid, and as a kid I kind of liked it. But then as I got a little older, as a kid, only a year or 2 older, ironically, from when I saw the film, I thought I liked this film, and I sat down and I read the book. And I was like, holy crap, this is much more darker and real. This feels like a great story. And I go back to watch the Disney one, I'm like, it's almost like they don't get the point of the story. Yes, Baloo the bear was Pew's.
No Disney, no Jungle Book, no Blue the Bear. It's just a shitty, like, hippo, like, pig, rabbit thing that frickin' squeaks and doesn't take you very far, and it drowns, and it's just sad and unpleasant.
Okay, fine. We'll call it Jabba the Smurf.
There you go. Jabba the Please Kill Yourself. Because that just, like, compared to all the other mounts, because you get some cool ones, you get, like, this giraffe, like, lizard thing, and you get, like, all these not dragons. And I call them not dragons, because they're basically, like, full-size dragons with the wings clipped off, like giant-ass lizards. So,
I will say, yeah, I didn't like the mount you mentioned either. My favourite in that game, which I almost gave best to but didn't, was the Bog Unicorn.
it's pretty cool.
I love it's a horse with a sword stuck in its head, and it's dead. And it's like every part of that just makes me go, ooh, cool. Want one.
Yeah. So, yeah, I hated that mount so much. And I kind of wanted to kill it in front of Liliana because she loves nugs, but, you know, the game didn't let me. Because Liliana's a bitch. She's dead inside already.
Fair enough.
Okay.
Jeez, I know who's next.
Yep. It's Simon.
Well,
Take it,
Okay.
whoa.
what the never mind. For
It's been
me,
years since I did that song.
I know I've kind of missed it. Kind of been humoured. The worst one. I'm gonna bash on it. Fuck it. Every fucking thing from Destiny and Halo. Those are the worst ones for me.
Destiny, yes. Was there a new Halo this year?
I can't remember. It's
What's
the
it?
same.
Unless you
Ew,
count the
there's
Master.
Chief Collection.
Yeah, the Master Chief Collection, that would count. Okay, fair enough. Wasn't sure he'd played the Master Chief Collection. I did like in Halo, I did like the Ghost, or whatever it was.
Well, it sounds like for Master Chief Collection, if you want to play it online, you could just unplug your system from the internet and stare at a loading screen, and it sounds like that's how the Master Chief Collection worked online.
Ooh,
No? Okay.
that's a shame. I hadn't played it. I hadn't played it. I just said when I back in the day. That makes me sound old. When I played the first Xbox, because I can't say Xbox One now. And when I played on the first Xbox, I remember the flying one. I think it was the Ghost. I liked that, and I also liked the Warthog and stuff. I liked them. They were crazy and fun. And then it was like the only part of the game I liked. Oh, that and pistol whipping the little guys when they ran at me. We're doing pistol whip. To the point I'd be playing like with my friend in co-op and we'd be running through and he'd be screaming at me, just shoot stuff. I'm like, why? He's like, because they're over swarming us because you're just hitting them one at a time with a pistol whip. We're doing pistol whip. But yeah, Simon agreed with me with my flying shitty bike from Destiny, from the video game Destiny.
I hate Destiny. Like, I can't stand it. It's shit.
Oh, don't worry. It'll be brought up again.
I love you.
To be fair though, with Destiny, it was way the fuck overhyped due to the fact for years and years on WWE they kept having Alberto Del Rio mention it. That's outdated and awesome. Daddy cool.
So for mine, also going back to Destiny, I'm going with the ships on the loading screen because they're definitely vehicles, but they do even less stuff than the normal little bike you can summon. Like, you can get new designs and different colors, but you can't really customize them. And they do nothing but sit there on your load screen. I was like, they look kind of neat. I'm like, some of these designs are kind of cool. Why? But what? Like, you can't do anything with them. Like, you could, even if it was just like like not necessarily. Well, I've only seen a little bit, so I won't use that as an example. But even if you could like move it around a little bit, or hit a button and shoot, or anything that was interactive for sitting on the damn screen while it's loading, and then while it's loading, but you have the people talking at you while you're driving through the Stargate, and you're like, just can I do any kind of interactivity would have been nice, or any reason to buy another one. Like, usually sometimes I'd look at it and be like, that looks kind of cool, I guess I'll buy it. I have nothing else to do with all the fucking money I have in this game. And like, you get like a rare drop one, and I'm like, why? They don't do anything. And just like, if they had them do anything, or customization, they could have done something, but it just felt like that was a huge missed opportunity that they had of like, just put a ship in the loading screen. Like, can they equip one? Yeah, sure. Like, is there a reason? No, whatever. People love it. Like, no.
That was pretty bad, I will agree.
Yeah.
And you're right, it does count. It is a vehicle.
It is a vehicle. You definitely ride in it. You just don't. Like, it transports you up into one.
Though I would argue it does have a purpose, and that purpose is loading. Without it, the game would not load. That's not how that works, is it? It's not that vehicle makes it load.
I was just trying to think if that would, be a detriment to the game or not. Oh, oh, it's not loading. Oh well.
How amazing would that be if it turns out that's true? And when you buy, if you get like a rare one and it's like a slightly smaller one, it means faster. It loads the game faster.
That would be hilarious. That'd be amazing. I'd get one if I'd pay probably. Well, if I had to play it some more, I'd pay like real money for a ship that would allow me to skip cutscenes. Because I hate to. Anyway, no, we'll get to that. Anyway, so for best mounter vehicle, take it away, Stacy.
Best vehicle or mount. Mine was I made fun of it. I made fun of it to shit, but I actually really like the Master Cycle. Yeah, I know. I made fun of it so much, but I actually really like it now. It's pretty cool, and I use like all the time when I'm on Mario Kart now. I feel pretty bamf when I'm like bonking into like all the other freaking characters.
See, I reckon Link totally needs a Master Cycle in the next Legend of Zelda game, and he needs to have like a real world calendar, and then Mondays you need to have Motorcycle Mondays. Punch him in the face with the motorcycle.
Wow, that's where that went.
That's where that went.
I don't know. I just feel better than everybody else when I'm Link, and I don't know, I'm bonking the shit out of other people, and I don't know, it makes me feel good.
I felt old when she said, I feel pretty bamf when I'm bonking the other people. I was like, I'm not quite sure I get that. Okay.
Bamf, like badass motherfucker.
Oh, okay. I was thinking like you were teleporting.
No.
I didn't know what she meant either. I didn't know what she meant either, so I was just like, it's puisms.
No, like that's what some people say here. Like my other friends' team, for when they do this game at work for like every feed day, they name themselves like the Banff Ninjas or something.
The Banff Ninjas.
Yeah, like the badass motherfucking ninjas.
What?
Yeah.
Good.
Fair enough.
It's a thing here. Okay, so.
Yeah, it's a thing.
So I just feel like super cool and awesome when I'm riding down and I'm kicking the shit out of Mario as Link. The only thing I wish is I could take out my sword and start stabbing him in the face with it, but you can't do that.
Okay, I'd stab his tires. I mean, then he gets the shame of defeat.
I'll stab him in the face and then his tires. The two are not mutually exclusive.
But if you stab him in the face, then he just shrinks and it's harder to stab him again.
The Master Sword is like the most powerful sword thing-ish in some stuff in existence and can pretty much cut through anything. If you could do that and you hit Mario when he's got an invincibility star, does the game freeze?
Ha!
Yes. As someone that may or may not have experience, I'm going to say yes, it probably does. Just makes that noise, that like,
or just those two freeze and everyone else goes down.
Yes, I wish that was in a game.
I just
Or
feel
maybe
like I'm
it's glitchy
outside of what
online,
that
so
happened
one
now.
looks like it worked, one looks like it didn't. It WWE's it.
Yes. Just makes everyone a winner.
Does.
All right, so with best mounted vehicle in the air, take it away, Simon.
Does the mech thing from Saints Row 4 count?
Yes.
Yes.
Then that. Just going around
What?
a fucking...
You have to say Saints Row 4 Game of the Century Edition.
Okay.
It's the same thing, but that's the one that came out in 2014, so we can give an award to it. Not that I'd already predetermined
Yeah,
that.
not that there was research on that or anything. Just off the top of his head.
Yeah. We lost him.
No, wait. Okay,
No.
well we can.
We lost Simon.
He was gonna go check out the Game of the Century edition. Oh,
Oh, wait, we have Simon.
Bollocks. Sorry.
It's
Sorry.
okay.
Right.
He's back now, people.
Aye.
Yay.
Commence to KY.
Have a bit of fucking enthusiasm, you twats.
I had enthusiasm with Commence to KY.
Not you. The other bastards in this thing.
You don't understand, Simon. They're only not impressed that you're here because they know you.
True, but still, come on, you bastards. Right. Yes.
You're more overrated than Destiny.
ooh.
Bitch, it's on.
With more problems and more dudes inside you.
Yes. Yes, indeed. Right. Yeah.
The Max, you're giving an award to the Max suit from Saints Row 4, the Game of the Century edition.
Yes, just there was something wonderful about being in an alien ship and blowing shit up in a giant fucking mech suit.
You've got the touch. You've got the power.
I actually did have that on at the time.
I meant the game itself actually plays that when you do it
Yeah.
at one point, which is awesome. Which
I'm so
I
happy.
just loved. I also loved it. Me and Rick, I think Richter has said it before. We loved, I think, the discussion where it's like,
Oh,
cool,
yeah.
giant robot. It's power armor.
Yes. That was amazing. But
All
yes,
right.
that is mine.
Okay, so with your best mount of 2014 or vehicle, take it away, Mole.
Mine also comes from Saints Row the 4th, Game of the Century edition. Because I recently got the PS4 version of the game, and I had the PS3 one. I didn't have the DLC, but I did research and find out that Game of the Century did come out in 2014, so we can give an award to the vehicle because it's the exact same vehicle. I gave it to Slay 1. I love Sleigh 1. You get this sleigh, there's no reindeer attached to it, but you get this sleigh, Santa's sleigh, but it transforms between two different modes, like, you know, the jets in Saints Row would do it, where they turn into hover or flight.
Yeah.
It's also equipped with two weapons. One, a machine gun that fires hot pieces of coal, which is the naughty gun, and a grenade launcher that launches presents for if they've been nice. And there is a mission on the Christmas one where you're helping Santa as Junior Santa, and some vehicles are red, some are blue, so you know which are naughty and which are nice, and you have to shoot the houses with coal or with presents because the person's been now naughty or nice. And I'm like, that's just wonderful. I'm like, wow. And when you shoot the coal into the house goes boom, boom, and explodes with fireworks and shit. I'm like, wow, that kid's been naughty, so you killed him, essentially. And I know that's more for, you've delivered the presents more than it is a house exploding. But still, it's Slay 1. It's more like a classic one. There is an alternate version, which is more like an evil one called Slayer. Or I think it was called Slayer in there. I prefer Slay 1 because it looks like Santa's slaying Rick. How many times have I asked for that in a GTA game?
Yeah, several.
Yeah, several. And like Chris speaking also vouch for, I've been asking for that since Grand Theft Auto 3. I've been wanting a GTA game where you can free roam in Santa's sleigh just because it'd be funny, and this game lived up to what I wanted. Minus having reindeer on the front, which could be a negative or a positive, depending on what you want. But I can let that go because it's Sleigh 1. It looks awesome. It looks wonderful. It has presents in the back. It shoots coal. It has a mission that's tied to it. It's wonderful, but you also own it when you've beat the DLC. Sleigh 1. Thank you. Saints Row the 4th game of the year, the Century Edition.
Nice. That does sound awesome. All right, so best vehicle or mount of the year. Take it away, Jim.
Blow out, Jimmy.
Blow our minds. Jimbo.
Jimma.
Jimbo.
Stash.
Thank you. Haven't had the theme song in a while.
You're welcome.
Alrighty,
It was done with
so
love.
it sounded like it was. Anyway, my best vehicle, which I was very shocked to find out that it's apparently a vehicle now. I was very surprised
Bicycle
to find.
with a basket.
No, I was shocked playing this on the 2.5 re-release. Fucking Keyblades. I shit you not. In the Kingdom Hearts Birth by Sleep, the 3 Keyblade wielders, Ventus, Terra, and Aqua, they can transport between worlds, and the way they do this is they throw their Keyblade in the air and it flies into the sky, and then it zooms back down as a vehicle. And they're different depending on who you are. I haven't played Aqua yet, but for example, when you are Terra, you climb on and he kind of rides it like it's a hover bike thing. Whereas when you are Ventus, he jumps on top of his like it's a hoverboard. It's pretty freaking awesome. And they changed shape to look really cool. It's freaking awesome. I didn't know it was a thing. And there's missions there where you can race using those vehicles. It's awesome. So,
Nice.
Keyblades.
I look forward to playing that. And is that Birth by Sleep?
That is.
Yes.
Nice.
Indeed. And I'm hoping they'll put that. I'm hoping they'll put something like that in Kingdom Hearts 3 when it comes out, considering that Riku and Sora are supposed to be Keyblade Masters, so they should be able to do that.
Well,
They should. But their Keyblade will turn into a PlayStation Store logo so you can get the DLC.
Ah! Nice.
All right.
But yes, Keyblades. Back to Rick.
Okay, so for me, favorite mount or vehicle of the year, I was tempted to close runner up here was the vehicles in Borderlands 2 for various reasons, but I got to be predictable. I got to be me. I went with the mechs from Titanfall because those are pretty cool, and they're not slow. They're not clunky. You can paint them, and you can customize them and get them some really cool weapons, like the one you start with it. But I always like this one. But you get the shoulder-mounted rocket launcher that shoots out I think it's like 12, just kind of in front of you. Just every time you shoot it, it's just like it just makes a giant zone of death. And I don't know, just those are really cool. And I don't know if anyone has seen like one of the animations you can get when you if you punch the other mech to death. It has an animation where it'll reach in, pull out the pilot, and you stare at him and then just chuck him. And if I had it happen to me once, and you do the thing when it pulls you out, you just stare at it, and then just your camera goes wee when it just chucks you, and you're just like, wow, it's. Like it seems so nonchalant, but it's so brutal that you're just later, just chuck the dude out and he's dead.
Nice. I will say I did not see that coming.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, when you said it's a Max 2. When you said it may I gotta be predictable, I was like, oh god, I thought I knew what it was gonna be, and then you said Titanfall, the mech suits. I was like, oh, of course, mech suits. That's his other love. I thought you were going to say the Crusader from Diablo 3, Reaper of Souls, because he can become his own mount when you press circle.
That horse thing.
Yeah, and I was like, wow, he's going to do it. And then it's like, nope, it's a mech suit. It's like, of course, it's love of mech suits. How could I have been so blind?
But yeah, and I actually think the mech suits look pretty cool. They're not as like cool looking as Gundams, but I think they, at least to me, but they're pretty cool, and they have some good weapons, and they're actually really fun to use. And you can autopilot them because I'm not super good at the game, so sometimes I just don't get in my mech suit and it'll walk around and shoot guys for me. I'll just hide around and shoot people.
May I give a runner-up?
Sure.
Grimlock.
Nice.
From Darkspark. I believe that was this year. Like right at the beginning of the year when the film came out, was Rise of the Darkspark. He counts as a vehicle. Like, well, I'm hit and I'm out because Optimus rides him later on. But he was awesome to play as in the story mode. I think, I'm not sure if you got there or not, Rick, but the story mode where you play as Grimlock, oh my god. You go from playing as Bumblebee before it, and you're like, oh god, no, and you're hiding and you're shooting stuff, and you're being all stealthy because you can't take this guy out, and then this big guy appears and chases you, and you run like fuck because you can't kill him. Then you play as Grimlock, and when Grimlock emerges, and it lets you play as him, and you're bigger than that dude, you just one-shot him.
Nice.
And I'm like, wow, straight away they made him feel powerful. Nice. But he gets runner-up only because he's not Santa's sleigh.
Can I give an honorable mention?
No.
The Grimlock Silver. Yeah, sure, go ahead.
I'm kidding, you can.
I just want to give an honorable mention to the Spider Tank from Watch Dogs. Because fuck yeah, Spider Tank.
Why not? It worked for Wild Wild West.
Exactly. Ha!
So what's next?
All right, so next is Toy to Game. So
I'd just like to interject and let you know, Richter, that I do not have either of these sides for this award.
Okay, that is not a problem.
It's also worth noting there's only essentially 3, maybe 4 that you can use.
Yeah. Unless you want to get super specific.
I got nothing for that. So.
Okay. So, with worst toy to game, take it away, Mole.
I have 2. I know what you're thinking, but wait, there's only 3. Allow me to explain. There's 2 for 2 very different reasons. First of all, the more accurate one would be I gave worst to amiibos. I was waiting for the hate, but yeah, I gave worst to amiibos.
No, I can't hate that choice.
Oh god. The reason I gave worst to amiibos is, like when you'd shown us the recolored ones where Link looks like he's pissing himself, plus I've seen some broken off inside the box and like, that's cool, and just put them out there. And various other stuff. They look cool. They're great quality figures once you've got hold of them and they're not broken. But there were so many problems with them that I had to go with amiibos. And I hate doing that because I do like my amiibos, but I had to go with amiibos. The runner-up, well, not runner-up, the other one I gave it to, and I have played this as they did have it set up in Toys R Us. I gave it to the Super Mega Force TV game.
Like a plug and play thing, or?
Yeah, it's like a plug and play, but that does count as a game, I hope. But yeah, you plug it into the TV and you get a portal, like Skylanders.
Right.
And you can place Power Ranger figures on there to play in the game. Problem. First off, there's only 6 Rangers, and they're the 6 from the show. And it's Super Mega Force, the series where they transform into every Ranger. I feel like you've kind of missed a big giant gap in your fucking market here. The second issue was the game itself looked like fucking SNES graphics and played worse than the Power Ranger games on the SNES. It was fucking terrible. Like, really fucking terrible. So I had to go with those 2. Thank you.
Yeah, I think since mine was similar, I'm also going to go with amiibos. Just not necessarily on the whole. There are a couple I like, but yeah, partially for the reasons you mentioned. Bless you. Sorry.
She's allergic to negativity to the word Nintendo.
Yes. But me, it's more some of the other stuff. Like I know there's only really one game that it actually stores data for. Bless you. I'm sorry. Jeez.
It's okay, I got a cold.
Oh, okay. But the fact that it can only store like the data for one game, so it's like if you want to store your Mario Party data, let's say, and you have the Mario one, you need another Mario amiibo if you want one for Smash Brothers and one for Mario Party. I think there's probably a hidden benefit that the amiibos are like almost future-proof. So like if a game comes out, you don't need a new Mario amiibo, you can use the old one. But it's still like I don't like that. Not like I would use them for much. And also, they're not really clear on what all they can do, and it seems like, like for Smash Brothers, that seems like a really good function if you want to use it. But other games, it just has to read that it's there, and it's like, okay, you get something, and so I don't know at this point how that's going to work out, because it seems like they're not even sure what all they're going to use amiibos for. But more than that, it's the availability and the secondary mark that really killed it. Because like when it first came out, people are like, oh, I kind of want Marth. I want to get that Link one. I want to get Mario or Samus or whatever. And nobody wanted the Wii Fit Trainer, and a few people wanted the Villager. But it wasn't, super crazy. I know you did, and that's fine. But then once there was rumors, and once it was kind of confirmed that they weren't going to remake Marth or Wii Fit Trainer or the Villager, fucking the internet exploded, and everyone was like killing each other to try and get them all. And they're like, "Oh man, look, someone's selling it for like $50 on eBay," and it's like, well, of course, because humans. And but like people are like scouring stores, and then Wave 2 came out, and people are pre-reserving like everyone, and they're like, "Who's gonna be the next rare one?" And everyone's like, "It's gonna be Little Mac," and they're buying him. "It's gonna be Captain Falcon and Pit," and it's just, it feels like it took on its, like that whole scalper mentality, like killed that people that actually legitimately want some are harder to get, because there's all those people like, oh, I'm gonna get it and sell it for 3 times its cost, and it's like, and even
Fuck you, people.
Yeah, and what's funny is, even though, at least as per what I read, I don't know how accurate this was that even though this was from Wave 1. Even though Villager and Marth and Wii Fit Trainer completely sold out and people wanted them, they still weren't the #1 selling amiibo. There was like the top ones were, of course, Mario, Link, and like Pikachu, and it's like, because there was more of them, 1, and 2, because those aren't going to go anywhere, and people wanted those characters, and I think it didn't start until after the first wave was completely out of when they actually hit the of being popular, the Beanie Baby scale, where it became super popular to buy them all. And it kind of sucks because, I didn't want very many of them, but for Mega Man, I was going to get him already when he came out, but now it's like, oh, well, I should pre-reserve one and tell one of my friends to look out for one, just to make sure I get one, because everyone's going to buy it up because it's still in the frenzy mode. And it's like, I kind of wanted Captain Falcon, but I didn't pre-reserve one, so there's no way I'm going to get him. So I'm like, okay, I guess I don't really care. I don't know if I guess I don't want Captain Falcon because there's no way I can get him. And Marcus is like, yeah, I kind of want Little Mac, and I was like, good luck. He told me that less than a week ago. He's like, yeah, I kind of want that. And I'm like, you're SOL already at this point. It's sad to me.
If you do end up having a problem getting hold of the Mega Man, and I find it over here, I will send it you.
Oh, okay, thank you. Yeah, hopefully it won't come to that, but who knows? I don't know. I just see. Maybe it's some of the sites I frequent, but I just see people setting up all these nets. I checked 6 GameStops for a pit, and I'm like, calm down.
I think you misread that, Rick. He searched for a pit to bury a prostitute.
Oh, that was Simon's post. Okay. But
the other
Captain Olimar.
Or the other joke would be, well, that's what you get, Rick, for joining up to scalpers.net. No. I like where they'd have a page.
Is that really a thing?
I don't know, but I love the idea
sure
of they'd have a webpage and they'd communicate with each other on how to best scalp, as if they're not all looking for the same stuff and trying to scalp off each other too.
Yeah. There's nothing at this store. Yeah, and he just twirls his mustache. I will be the only one there.
Jim?
Yeah. Also, one other thing before I pass it on was also that, even Nintendo had to kind of admit that, where they're just like, oh look, this functionality uses Marth, and they're like, don't worry, we're gonna bring more Marth. And it's like, I wish you'd announced that beforehand, or like once Marth was starting to sell out, and they didn't have to announce the functionality. If they want to keep that a surprise. But once Marth became stupid hard to find, and there was clear that they were something else to use him with, that they could say oh, don't worry, some of these hard to find amiibos will be brought there. So they could still be vague, but give at least some information, so people wouldn't necessarily go crazy and spend $80 on a German version of the Villager. Because I have seen people that are just like, all right, my order from Amazon.fr is shipping, and I'm like, you people need to calm down. That one's they're talking about Emo Peach with the star, and I'm like, that one's not even out yet, and you're ordering it from France already?
Yeah. I will say one of the big problems of what you said then with what they can do in the games and stuff, I feel, is because Nintendo were too ambitious. I don't know if that's the right word, because Disney Infinity or Skylanders, the reason it works is because it's the same game every year essentially.
Yeah.
Therefore, you can transfer your characters over. I'm imagining when the next Smash Brothers comes out, your amiibo, if you've still got a Smash Brother one, will probably be able to be read and carried over.
Yeah.
However, the problem is because there's loads of other games and they don't have memory sticks built in that can hold really much data, that they kind of, it's Now I do see me buying a second Mario though.
You gotta buy 2 of the Fireball one, or one Fireball and one boring.
I'm gonna buy another Fireball, but I'm gonna paint the fire blue. I'm gonna pretend he's Ice Mario. No.
You know what? Okay, this one thing, I understand it's probably for the future, but it kind of bugged me when it's like, oh, look, another Mario, and I'm like, oh, and it's the same one. I'm like, you couldn't even do Fire Flower Mario? It seems like Mario is, and by extension Luigi, would be easy to have alternate versions of them where you just change the paint scheme, and you're like, this is Star Mario, and people be like, oh, that's awesome. It's a lot different than just the same Mario. This one's holding a fireball, this one's not.
Yeah. Which it would be really easy to do with that, like you said.
Yeah.
But the other one they released, it's just Mario without a fireball and looking like that. It's he looks more Super Mario than he does Smash Brothers, and I'm like, oh, okay, because that's my complaint if I use the amiibo on Mario Brothers and Smash it. It's oh, it doesn't quite feel like it belongs. It's a different looking Mario.
Yeah.
No, that makes perfect sense. Hell, they could even do the same thing with Link. Release the 4 colors from the 4 swords.
Yeah.
Oh my god, yes. Shut the fuck up and take my money.
Well, they already have Yellow Link, because he's got that.
Well, I already pre-ordered that shit. My Toon Link will be and that was months ago.
I want Sonic.
Yeah.
I want Captain Olimar, and he's not even on the list of any wave.
I'm kind of worried that, I know Smash Brothers, okay, Melee or Melee, whichever you want to call it, not Brawl, it took on a life of its own. It lasted a long time. I almost feel like by the time they bring out all the amiibos from Smash, people won't even really be playing Smash much anymore.
That could be a case. I also feel they're going to get really, I don't know, underhanded, because they've said every character in the Smash Brothers one will have a figure at one point or another.
Yeah.
Coming up. My fear with thoughts with that is, because they're saying, oh, you need both versions of the 3DS and the Wii U to get Mewtwo. If you buy the Mewtwo amiibo and put that on your portal for the Wii U, is that how you're going to get him if you don't have the 3DS?
Could be.
Ha!
And
or you can only make him as an NPC. If you put him on and you don't own him, it's like, congratulations, you can make a computer Mewtwo, but you still can't use him.
That would be funny.
That would take the piss. I'd be like, fuck yeah. But like I said, which I know you may disagree with, Rick, I kind of also want Duck Hunt Dog.
They actually, I saw a story, I think on Kotaku, where people have mimicked the chips for the game to they like trick the game into reading a fake chip of at least it was called Duck Hunt Duo and for Game and Watch. So they
Nice.
they know that they're actually should be amiibos of them. I want the Game and Watch. Well, I want to see the Game and Watch one. In my head, it's one of the coolest looking ones, but I bet they'll screw it up.
So what you're saying with Game & Watch is because they've been able to pirate it, you can get him on the black market.
Ha!
I don't actually know if they're selling the chip, but that would be funny.
Well met.
That'd be kind of pointless, though, to be honest. The people that would do that would probably then buy the actual one. They're like, yeah, but mine's level 50. I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
All right.
My
So
experience with your mom is level 50.
So for
Worst.
worst toy to game, what is for 2014? What is your pick, Stacy?
See, I only used one. I only used the amiibo. I didn't use anything else. So I guess by default it's the amiibo, and the best one's also gonna be the amiibo. I have 2 amiibos, and I didn't use the villager one yet, so.
So put Villagers worse since you haven't used them.
Yeah, that bastard, he doesn't have any levels. He's so weak. No one loves him. He hasn't been played yet.
Does the German Villager come with a little Hitler stash?
Oh, that'd be
That
so
would be
funny.
amazing. His arm is in a different position.
Oh my god, I just realised something by saying that joke.
Uh-huh.
How amazing would it be if they did that? Because I know there's the costumes you can put on Mario and stuff. If they released an American flag Mario only in America, an English flag one only here, and so forth, with the costume, you know people would buy that for collector's purposes.
Oh, good lord, yeah, they would sell so many.
Oh my god, I would totally buy the British Mario.
I didn't say British, I said English. I want the white with the red cross.
Okay, fine, English Mario, whatever.
I do not want the Union flag. And I'm saying Union flag because I can point out now it's only a Union Jack if it's flown on a ship.
So,
Oh,
what's
I did
next
not know
on the
that.
agenda, y'all?
Now it's time for the best toy to game.
Guess what? Mine's an amiibo!
Which one?
It's the Kirby one, because Mark, my boyfriend, got me a Kirby, and he made it a Shadow Kirby, so it's a black Kirby, and I named the Kirby after him, so I call it my big black Kirby.
Cool.
Nice.
And his name is Mark, so he's my big black Mark.
I also call QJ my big black Kirby.
This month
Well,
on
listen,
Skype.
he chose-
never mind.
He chose this, and that thing is fucking tank. Oh my god, me, him, and my sister all have to gang up on it to defeat it because it's like level 45 or something. It's fucking crazy. It cannot beat it. It's too good.
Nice.
It's like I say to him, Mark, your big black other self kicked my ass today.
So does that mean it's a 3-way? Anyway.
I guess.
All right. So what is your best toy to game, Mole?
Disney Infinity 2.0. Because I'm going to say they did step up their game this year, and no pun intended with that one, even though I did highlight the word game weirdly. Anyway, they did step up their game this year because not only was there toy boxes, there was some exclusive like toy box-ish games, like the Diablo style one, which is fun as hell to go through, a tower defense one for $4. They've got Marvel characters in there, which suddenly means they said, okay, some adult fans will be buying this one a bit more.
Yeah.
So they included more skill trees from like an RPG skill trees, which I'll go into in a sec. And they also included stuff like if you die, you have to just put another one on there. It's not like infinite lives like the other one and stuff. So they made it a little harder, which I know Skylanders did do the die one. But I don't know, Disney Infinity felt a little bit more harder than Skylanders, but in a good way. And with the skill trees. I love the fact, which I totally did. I put on just as an experiment Jack Skellington from Nightmare Before Christmas, available now in stores near you, and basically he got a skill tree. Like the new ones, I was like, holy fuck, I didn't think the old ones would, but he got a skill tree. I got to change his skill tree and tweak it and stuff while singing, yes, Jack the Pumpkin King, as I was doing the little icons and stuff. I was like, oh, that's so wonderful. My only complaint is when I used Buzz Lightyear, there didn't seem to be an upgrade to give him his gun.
Oh, I thought you
So,
were going for
instead
like
of-
Spanish Buzz.
No, so instead of having this gun and Buzz Lightyear that's just chucking the bouncy ball, which instantly makes Buzz Lightyear useless to me, because I'm sorry, I don't like the idea of playing like Avengers. It's like, oh yeah, Loki was defeated by a toy who threw a ball at his face. It's like, no, just no. Although I do love the designs of the figures too; they do look cool, and they're good quality. So over to Rick.
Oh,
Daddy cool.
that's actually really important because I kind of wanted the Buzz figure, but I wasn't. But if he doesn't have his gun, I'm kind of sad then.
But the Buzz figure does look cool. I love his
It does
little
look pretty
chubby.
cool.
I love his
Yeah.
little chubbiness, and I'm like, he looks wonderful. They all look great, to be fair.
Yeah.
Some look more closer to themselves than others, though. Like Buzz is noticeably different, but Jack Skellington still looks like Jack Skellington. Mr. Incredible still looks like Mr. Incredible. Jack Sparrow looks different in a wonderful way. He looks like obviously like a toy version of Jack Sparrow, which is what they've gone with for all their designs of the figures. Of you're not playing as the actual Spider-Man or the actual Iron Man, you're playing as a toy version of him. So they've made him a little bit more cartoony and toy-like, which totally fucking works.
All right. Yeah. For
But then why is it so outrageous that Toy Loki would get defeated with a bouncy ball?
Because it's a little tiny bouncy ball.
Oh.
And in the story, when you go through the main story mode, they're not toys in the story mode. In the story mode, you're playing with them like they're the actual people. And I'm sorry, even as a kid, when I was playing with toys, I was a little anal about some stuff. I mean, really anal. Like, if I had to go for dinner and stuff, I would literally leave my figures where they were, and when I went back up, I would literally do a previously on, and then go back to playing with them, which I shouldn't have done. But I was like, well, my audience won't know that. And I know it makes me sound crazy, but I was like, my audience won't know what's going on if I don't recap previous episodes.
Ah.
That makes you a fucking idiot, I know. But still, I like that.
Well, let's get commentary on that from the master of anal, Simon.
Haha! Wait, where's the ching?
On the
I don't
disc
think
DLC.
Yeah, I don't think we have an anal sound effect.
Just no, moving on.
Oh my!
Well, we do have an anal sound. We have.
Get
But
on
no.
with it.
Yeah,
All right, yeah,
we'll stop bullying Peg.
Oh, okay.
We'll be a star.
We'll be a star. All right, for mine also.
Before I go to sleep.
With whom?
Shut up.
It's also worth noting when I said I was going to stop bullying Simon, I lied.
I know, you did.
Or Disney erased it from continuity.
Remember how I said I was going to stop bullying you? Yeah, Mole, I do remember that. I lied.
Yeah. But no, what was Rick's?
Mine was the same as yours, was Disney Infinity for 2.0, because I had some complaints about the first one for like the sets they chose, and I think in the second one they did a better job of picking sets. Maybe it was an easier property to, or like on the like Disney versus Marvel, like maybe it was easier to do that with. And also they had I don't agree necessarily with the choice just because I don't like the face of Marvel, but I think it's cool that there are characters that can cross over. Like, I think that's really helpful.
I think that's cool.
So, like, Iron Man works in all three. Nova works in two. No, he works in all three, sorry. Hulk works in two, and somebody else works in two that I don't remember offhand.
Rocket Raccoon.
Rocket Raccoon, thank you. But
Because
I
I
think
know
that's-
he worked in the Avengers. I like him.
that's right. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I had like all the tokens, and I got. It's like, yeah, you get Rocket Raccoon. I'm like, great, I don't have him. But I think that's a cool step in the right direction. Where it was, I understood why in Infinity 1 you couldn't mix most characters. Although the best idea ever was Mole's Wreck-It Ralph should work in all of them, which he should. He should work in this one too. But like it felt like there it's a step in the right direction of more universality. I understand that they're not gonna be able, like, Venom in the Avengers one wouldn't work, although like part of me thinks like, does somebody really care? Is there some? Well, of course there is somebody, but like, do enough people care that they're like, well, I shouldn't be able to use this guy here. Like Thor shouldn't be helping out Spider-Man.
I would make the case, but due to various crossovers and due to the fact currently in comics Venom is Flash Thompson, who is a good guy working for Shield, he would totally make sense to work with the Avengers. But I did have two things with that, with the playsets, like you mentioned, just slightly, which is funny. I was playing my Disney Infinity game with my nephew was watching me play it, and no joke, he says to me, Uncle Chris, I'm like, yeah. He's like, there's a Nova token there. You gonna pick him up? Come on, pick up it. You gonna pick up the Nova token? Nope. He's like, you don't want to play as Nova? No. No, I don't. But the other thing is, I was disappointed with the playsets. And when you mentioned, like you mentioned with the playsets, I was disappointed with the playsets this time around, though.
Mm-hmm.
For one reason.
Mm-hmm.
The last one, we had Pirates of the Caribbean, Disney, and we had Incredibles and Monsters University from the get-go. There's three. Then we got Toy Story. I think there was a Lone Ranger and another one. There was more worlds. This one was like 3 playsets, and that's it. I was pissed when I found out they weren't going to make more. I was like, wait, come on. You could at least make like an Iron Man playset and just use the Iron Man figure, or a Captain America one and just use the Captain America figure. Do something. Than just nothing.
Yeah, I could definitely see that. I felt like there was more choices for 1.0. Although, as far as I've heard, nobody likes the Cars set. But you did? Oh, okay.
I did, but that's only because I do like Cars, the movie, and it was a lot
I heard
of
it was
fun
all
to drive
racing.
around.
Oh.
It was.
Yeah.
It was all racing.
But I did like, though, that with 2.0, lack of controller aside, but I could do co-op out of the box, where with 1.0, which I have more controllers, I can't, because I have to get another person.
I completely agree. That is a massive step up. Also, it is also worth noting, I've played through every single playset on, I think I played through every playset on Disney Infinity 1. Just the Avengers one on this is much bigger, so it does have that going for it.
Yeah.
I just kind of wish there was another one. Like, would it hurt them to make a Secret War playset so you can use every figure in there that's Marvel?
Yeah. Yeah, I was surprised that there was only those 2 extra ones coming out, because it seems like they came out early. And I've heard the Guardians one is pretty short, which sucks, because I really like that movie and I wanted to get the playset set because there's no game in the movie.
Oh, I haven't got that one yet. I haven't got the Guardians one. I still need to buy that. I need to get that and Spider-Man playset this time, ironically. I just didn't like the Spider-Man. I was waiting until I saw Guardians.
No, I completely understand. Once you've talked some more about the Ultimate Spider-Man show, I could see why you wouldn't like that. That's why you need to get the Vita one that's coming out, assuming it ever does, that comes with the black suit Spider-Man. You'll just be like, I'm taking this figure and the playset, and that's it. So I don't have a Nova. I don't need one.
Ooh, that's a good point. If I did that, it's more money, but I have no Nova.
Yeah. And you have the awesome Spider-Man.
I do have that too.
Yeah. Because I have no idea if he shows up like that in the game, but as far as I know, it's the only way to get the black suit one.
He does show up in the game when you use him as the black suit. He does show up in the game as the black suit one, because that figure, it's worth noting, is 2 figures in one. It's the Spider-Man figure and the power disc that you can buy for the regular one that puts the black suit on him. It's both of them in one.
That's awesome. I wonder if is that ever going to come out? Because I don't. As far as I know, the Vita version hasn't come out yet. But I'm like, pretty soon we're going to have Star Wars Infinity. I don't know if, if it'll come out like come on this summer. And people are like, I'm waiting for the next one, and they're like, oh,
Yeah.
the Vita version didn't sell as well. It's like, of course you brought it out like 8 months later.
I can't wait for the Star Wars one. I'm totally going to buy me a Mara J. You wait.
I know. Like my wife gives me looks, and I'm like, I need to buy you that Star Wars set. She's like, I don't know, and I'm like, well, we'll see what they release. It's probably going to be Episode 7 is going to be the one that comes with it, and then you'll have to buy 4, but I have to get you that. And she's like, we'll see.
Yeah, I loved Star Wars, and I loved Disney Infinity 1 and 2, and I'm like, yeah, I'm not going to be buying that probably. I'm going to say probably because I might, but I doubt it.
Fair enough. So now on to our final category.
Final category.
The
with
big one.
Richter, Jim, and Simon, and of course your favorite, he's Mole.
Nice. But it's the game of the year.
Well, my gay of the year. Hi, Si.
Oh.
But since haven't heard from poor Simon in a while, we'll let Simon go first with his game of the year for 2014.
Dark
Follow-
Souls 2.
I would follow him with Jim because neither one of those two had the last category.
Yes.
Dark Souls 2, hands down. Just. It's killing me. I am dying a lot, but I love it.
Simon,
Yes.
this is worst game of the year.
Oh, sorry. Right. I thought you said best.
I probably did, sorry.
No, he said it's game of the year, which means which I think Simon misunderstood, but it's worst game of the year, sadly.
Oh. Destiny.
Yay!
I don't need a reason.
I've got
You have
some.
all the reasons.
That was yeah, okay, Jim, so what is your worst game of the year?
My worst game of the year was, and again, for this award, both best and worst, I'm carrying it over from the Around the Pound Year in Review Awards.
That's fine.
My worst game of the year is WWE 2K15. Because they broke online mode for the most part. They took out a lot of modes and stuff. And I'll give them credit. The showcases are kind of cool, and they did finally fix the graphics to make the superstars look good. And the gameplay new engine works really well. But the problem is all the focus went into that, and everything else suffered. A lot of modes were missing, a lot of match types, online customization suffered. Online as a whole suffered, and that was my biggest complaint about that game. It lags like hell. You can barely get into matchups. You can't get random opponents in matches. It's so annoying.
To be fair, though, it would be worth noting, Jim, that the reason they did that, they concentrated on the gameplay first, because that's the key building blocks. Because now you know the gameplay's great. Next year they can add all the flash and the whatever you want to call it, where it's like all the extra more modes and shit. Unlike previous people who made the game, where it'd be like, nah, same glitches last time, but this time we've added insert match. It's like, well, that's great, but I wanted you to fix this. Okay, we'll fix it. Here you go, we've brought back Create a Belt. What about gameplay? Fix the gameplay.
Fair enough. But yeah, I still say that I understand why they did it, but at the same time, it did hurt the overall game because that had to happen. So that's why I felt that, of the not too many games I played in 2014, that game was the one that kind of, it kind of stuck out to me as just being a pain. I will give an honorable mention, though, to Lego Batman 3 for taking out, basically removing the open world free play and putting you in an assortment of hub worlds, simultaneously limiting your exploration ability and rendering vehicles useless.
Yep, something they took from Lego the Movie video game that came out just before it, which was the movie game was a massive step back in every single way.
Yep. What do you expect? It was all being imagined by some 8-year-old kid.
Well, I wish the 8-year-old kid had played more video games, because he seemed to forget a load of features from the game.
Evidently.
But no, I understand the worst game of the year being 2K. I was just making the case for the listeners of why they concentrate on gameplay, because this year it would be worth noting new people, building blocks.
True.
All right. So, for mine, I'll go next just because Simon touched upon it. Yeah. I went with Destiny 2 just because, or that was a great line. But, it wasn't necessarily...
Wait, they released Destiny 2? I didn't even play Destiny 1.
No, you're fine skipping it. Nice. But for, it wasn't necessarily technically the most broken game that I played this year. It wasn't necessarily the worst from several aspects. However, it was a huge letdown. There was, ridiculous amounts of hype for it. And even with cautious optimism, I was, kind of like, well, I've played Halo. It's okay. Some people, they live and die by it. But I'm like, well, we'll see. And then I played Destiny. I'm like, this isn't that good. It nothing about it feels spectacular. It's got a couple okay things in there, but it just no.
There's an absurdly large amount of money put into it for very little to get back out of it.
Yes, there's there's so little content, and as Pew said, that it was $500 million went total into that.
Large amounts of money.
Yeah. And I imagine most of it was for advertising. I'm not even kidding. I think I've mentioned this before, but when my friend and I were playing it, a lot of times we'd joke around and play the game, where did the money go, while we were in the middle of, waiting for something to spawn or trying to figure out something to do that we hadn't already done 60 times. And, sometimes we just sit there and be like, oh, is that where the money went? Because, it looks pretty, but that can't take all that money. I mean, they hired some...
Advertisement?
Yeah, it had to have been most of it, because there's not a whole lot of content. Nothing is super impressive. While it does, yes, it looked pretty. That couldn't be all of it, and there's not a whole lot of areas or variants to gameplay or classes. The voice acting is on the whole pretty bad. Even though they got big name people, they didn't bother to have them, act.
I reckon I'm gonna make a case
for
Destiny being really good.
Okay.
The case is, it was underwhelmingly disappointing, and during this year, Monster Hunter stuff came out, you had Mega Man, you had got a PS4, you had all stuff like this. This game has given you something to hate. This game has effectively recreated you as being sad. It's depressed you, it made you sad, and you are the sad gamer. Thus it's good, because it's given Rick something to hate. Because otherwise he would start to become someone that's just overly cheerful about every game, and no one wants to listen to that. Thank you, that's my case.
Alrighty then.
The overly cheerful gamer.
Yeah, the overly cheerful gamer. I don't know if Richter likes my defense, though.
No.
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 Fair enough.
As someone who hasn't played it, I'd like to throw out the possibility that they put all the money into shitty hoverbike mechanics.
Maybe.
I would assume, based on how shitty the hoverbikes are, they put no money into that mechanic.
They had a dude put it together. Does this work? Yeah, sure, whatever. All right, so for worst game of the year, take it away, Mole.
Mine was, and this may come as a little bit of surprise, just because it's really not talked about much, except for when I've talked about it in a negative way, thus probably making it not a surprise. Invoker's Tournament.
Okay.
Because, like I've said in the past, I like MOBAs. I may not be good at MOBAs, but I like them. I try my best. I'm like Pew with sex. I may not be good, but I'll give it my all. But when it comes to... I'm sorry, Pew, that was just mean for no reason. You'll still miss Puniverse. There you go.
Oh, shut the fuck up.
I was hoping that. But no, when it comes,
Never.
but no, I like MOBAs. I may suck at them, but I like them. And basically, when it comes to it, though, this did everything MOBAs isn't supposed to do. Like, make you play as just one character, encourage everyone to play as the same character, and it wasn't fun to play at all. And everything you liked about MOBAs has been taken away from this. It's basically just running. It's basically just running the attack in like a brawl style ish way, disguising itself as a MOBA, and I don't like that. Invoker's Tournament was really just crap. So I will say, yeah, my worst one was Invoker's Tournament, and again, I will say I'm sorry to you.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Hey,
So,
I apologized.
Whatever.
So what is yours, Pew? What's your worst game of 2014?
My worst game, Dragon Age Inquisition. It's not really surprised. It's got like how many things on it that are negative? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 things on a list of what, 16 or 15 things on the worst list. So yeah, it's just a huge disappointment, and there's not enough amazing character development there. I mean, there's like 2 or 3 characters I like, and then the rest of them can just fuck off. And I don't know, there's so much that this could have been more, and it's not. And while it's visually, like, I'm not going to say impressive, but in comparison to the last 2 games, it's better. Like the customization, like the weapon crafting, but oh my god, it's glitchy as fuck. The story is shit. Most of the characters are shit.
I completely agree.
The side missions, even though I like doing them, they're still shit. And they require way too much fucking reading.
Yep.
Alistair's redesign is fucking Skeletor. I mean, if you don't think he looks like Skeletor, he's at least Cullen's clone. Either way, it's not acceptable.
Yep. And I will say, yeah.
Liliana is freaking Liara from Mass Effect, and she's a bitch, and fucking blue balls you, and like, because I know somebody else romanced her, and she did the exact same thing, and fuck her. And everything is just so, like, said it's not worth it. Even the main villain is, like, pissed to the freaking random dragons you find. It's like, I could defeat the ultimate evil, or I could slay a dragon,
Yeah.
It's like, everything's wrong for all the wrong reasons. It's such a waste, and there's some good actors and good voice actors in here, and it's too bad they could be a part of something else that was awesome. It's so hugely disappointing.
Like I said, I completely agree with that. And I will say, yeah, with that game, it's pretty bad from a BioWare game when I don't like any characters in this game, even ones who in previous games, including myself, or the character I had, I don't like the character I have in this. I don't like the Inquisition at all. I don't like the character of Hawk, because I loved Hawk in 2 and they shitted over that. I loved Varric in 2, hate him in this. It's like absolutely none of the characters interest me.
The only characters I like was Dorian, and I have to say, I'm sorry, I know you hate her, but I like her. I like Sarah, and is that, who else? Is that everybody?
Yeah,
I like Freddy. No, I like Iron. I don't like Iron Bull, his like character, but I like his voice acting. If that makes sense, his character is super shit, and it doesn't make sense because he's technically not Tels Vashoth, and he's supposed to be very like religiously formatted. But the way Freddie Prinze Jr. delivers the lines, while enjoyable, does not fit Bull's character of being very strict according to the Qun. So it doesn't make sense. And
like that, I can agree with that because the voice acting's not terrible.
It just doesn't fit the character and the information he's portraying.
But yeah, the character she mentioned, Sarah Rick, I hated her because she seemed to be trying to be weird for the sake of being weird on some stuff. And it's like if like one minute she'll tell you, yeah, you need to come help out this mission, blah 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 blah, and then when you criticize her, for the fact she knew all along it was a fucking ambush and didn't tell you, despite the fact you're the Inquisition and have a fucking army that could have wiped them out in a couple of seconds. Her only response is, "Don't yell at me. I can't be don't you yell at me. I'm a delicate little flower." Yeah, she's the only character in any of the games that I've kicked the fuck out my party when I had an option. I was like, "Nope, fuck off."
Nice.
And she's like, "No way, I want to come back. I love everything you do. Please, bring me back. Please, I want to help you." "Nope. But I'll die if I
No
live
deal.
on the streets." That's the plan.
I just liked her because I thought she was like really, chill and like
Now you've learned
very,
consequences.
Yeah.
like she's kind of like fun and kind of like a trickster, and she just mixes everything up. And I don't know, I thought she was like cool, and she like brings a whole like fun energy. Just
See,
like
I thought parts of it were fun. I just thought when you get down to some bits, like I mentioned with that mission, where it made no sense that she kept it from you, which would have just resulted in your death if something hadn't intervened. And then she gets pissy at you for daring to point that out and telling her to learn a lesson. It's like, what? That character's so annoying.
yeah, she can get like go crazy. But yeah, Sarah and Dorian are kind of like my other persons. I used to like Solus, but fuck him in the ass with a rusty 10-foot steel dildo.
Fair enough. Is Dorian the one that's Simon in Jim's body?
He's Simon in Simon's body.
No, the reason I say Simon in Jim's body is he had Jim's hair and mustache and facial
No, wait,
structure.
he did not have Jim's hair and mustache. If Jim had like a makeover and looked awesome and had like a nice styled mustache and got a better haircut, and his mom didn't do it for him.
I think Jim
was
looked.
a lot of stuff at once.
I'm
I
sorry,
think-
Jim. No, you're not ugly, but Dorian's way prettier than you.
I think Jim looks awesome.
I'm not saying you don't look awesome, but I'm saying Dorian looks so much better than you. Please don't make me compare you.
Honestly.
Okay, he's pretty fabulous, okay? Like, I saw someone who drew a fanfic of him and says, no, he does the sparkles. That's not magic. That's just him walking through. Like, have you ever seen Full Metal Alchemist and you've seen, what is it? The Armstrong, where his muscles come out and he sparkles? That's how fabulous he is. He just sparkles fabulosity because of, like, him and his presence. It's not even magic.
Okay, before she gets any more of a creepy fangirl than she already is, let's move on.
I'm just saying, Jim does not emote sparkles.
Creepy fangirl.
No offense. You can emote, like, Ranger vision heads or Ranger helmets or whatever.
If it helps, Rick.
Mm-hmm.
Do you see the Skype conversation?
Yes.
There you go. That's him.
Loading. Hope or
God, are we still on the air?
yes.
We are still on there. It was just.
Oh yeah, that's.
that looks like Jim.
Yeah, that does.
Every person with a mustache
Thank
is not Jim.
We didn't say every person with a mustache.
That looks like me only with a slightly more evil-looking mustache.
It's not evil, it's stylish.
It's got that little curl up on the side. It looks like he's gonna twirl it while he's tying you to a railroad track.
Yeah, which, like I said, I thought he looked like Jim, but with the personality of Simon. But it.
Well, of course, he has personality, Simon. That's why he emotes sparkles.
He does.
He's also
That
gay,
was
but
not
like that's irrelevant.
Not to Simon.
And how dare you say gay people are irrelevant?
I'm not saying
Yeah,
gay people are
really.
relevant, but the fact that he's gay is irrelevant to his fabulousness. Like,
I know.
Non-gay
I was
people can
kidding.
also be fabulous. I've
They
yet to
can.
see it, but I've heard it's true.
Richter.
Yes.
I'll have to see it. I'll have to see if Richter emotes sparkles. I'm pretty sure he could rock an Armstrong look with sparkles. I can see that there.
Richter doesn't emote sparkles. He puts on a sparkles mech suit and blows you the fuck up.
There you go.
Sparkles mech suit.
But anyway, let's move on.
All right.
It's best game of the year, isn't
So,
it?
yeah,
I think.
best game of the year. And so we'll again lead off with Simon. Since
Sparkles too.
yeah.
It is
the
killing
best
me.
and the worst. Oh.
Shut up. Like, it is one of those games where it it absolutely kicks the shit out of you. It kicks you while you're down, kicks you some more, and then it just gives you a little bit of time to get back up and try again. And then it kicks you back down, but you can't stop. It's like crack cocaine as a video game.
It's Marriage, the video game?
Yes.
At least I believe that's what Richter's told me before now. That wife play likes to just beat him until he can't get up, then sometimes lets him up and says, "Would you like some pie?" She's holding pie. He goes, "Oh yeah," and as he gets up, in his face.
But yeah, like it is a very gorgeous game, you know, and oh god, sorry, I could totally go on about this for fucking ages, but I'm not going to because I need sleep in a little while.
That's cool.
So yeah, next person, go.
All right. So, best game of the year, take it away, Jim.
Jimmy.
Grand Theft Auto 5, for all the reasons I mentioned earlier in the catch-up.
Nice. And that reason is he played with Mole. Nice.
Well, part of it, yes. And also the fact that, like I said, they made it fun again. They brought back a lot of the references to previous stuff in the franchise. They had some great, colorful characters to play as, and I like the three-character aspect, too. That was pretty cool to switch between the characters. The vehicles are fun, the graphics look great, the gameplay is great. So many little details, so many little side attractions and missions to do. They added the online feature where you can customize your own regular person. That is amazing and awesome. Team play, that was a great addition. I just love Grand Theft Auto 5. It's great.
I'll be honest, Jim. Every word is the word Vita to me in every sentence. It's all I hear is blah 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 blah. Mole, blah 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 blah. And I'm like, he said mole, cool. That's how my mind works. I'm kidding. That's not how my mind works. Grand Theft Auto 5 is amazing, and everyone should buy it on PS4, Rick. Everyone.
Everyone.
Except for Simon, because he does not have a PS4.
Correct.
He's buying a PS4 anyway.
He should still buy it for PS4, and then just later when he gets a PS4, he's already got a game for it.
Yeah, in case it sells out like Marth.
Yeah.
Yeah, so in the meantime, Simon should go and buy the GTA 4 expansion, The Ballad of Gay Tony.
He lives it.
To be fair, it's also worth noting the Ballad of Gay Tony was actually really fun to play through and actually put Grand Theft Auto 4 to being like Grand Theft Auto.
Nice.
And so did the other one, what was it, like
Lost
something?
in the Damned, I think?
Yeah, that one. They actually included more fun in GTA, which was a bonus.
Maybe I should have played those ones then.
It's still got the same gameplay, but it's just added more fun elements.
Gotcha. Okay, so best game of the year, take it away, Mole.
Diablo 3 Ultimate Evil Edition on PS4.
Nice.
Woo! Because that fills the category of being both an awesome game and one Simon can't play. No.
Oh, snap.
I'm kidding. It fills the category of being a great game anyway of Diablo 3. Then they added Reaper of Souls. Then on top of that, they've added an extra dungeon. And on top of that, they've added a role, which was already in Diablo 3 on the console. And they've taken and we even get updates regularly, like the PC one does. So essentially, it's the best version of Diablo 3, in my opinion. And it's a blast to play through with Richter or Pew, or with those two, and Crispy, and it's pretty fun. I do enjoy Diablo 3 Ultimate Evil Edition.
Nice.
It's not what I said, it's what I didn't.
All right, so your game of the year, Stacy?
It is Diablo 3 Reaper of Souls!
I was expecting Smash Brothers.
What?
What?
Huh?
What?
I said I was expecting you to say Smash Brothers.
No. In fact, I haven't even really played that, because I haven't played that one, because unless I'm playing with you guys, which I haven't done lately, I don't really want to play it.
Nice.
Because, yeah, and fucking Smash Run, man. Why the fuck is not on the console? They should have gave the Smash Tour on the 3DS one. Fuck them. They totally switched those around.
No, they don't need to swap those around because the purpose of Smash Tour is multiplayer, which is heavily focused upon with the Wii U one for like local multiplayer and stuff. However, I do think the other one from the 3DS should, at least if since people seem to want it, be offered as DLC.
Well, I don't like it, and they can have it, and I'll take the other one I do like. And I have both the 3DS and the Wii U one, so I should get it all.
There
Nom
you
nom
go.
noms.
Yes, but I have the Wii U one. I don't have the 3DS one. Therefore, I should get the one I want
Yeah.
because you still have the mode you want.
No, but it's not on the system I want. It's not perfect. God damn it. Anyway,
It'll
How
unlock
our
with
PC
YouTube.
gamers felt with Grand Theft Auto 5.
I don't know, having not played that or PC games in general. So okay.
I'll allow
I
you.
imagine it sucked for them or whatever.
Yeah, you have no place to talk about PC games. But anyway, how's Diablo 3?
It's awesome! I really like it. It's so awesome. They even added more treasure goblins in 3 different colors. And I just figured out I could dye my stuff yesterday, so now I have all matching green armor, and I'm so fabulous. Ah, so
Now you
amazing!
can tell what color it's dyed because it has a little icon next to it.
I know, it's so helpful. Oh,
I have
I
to
love
say-
playing.
Oh, what type of player for Diablo wastes all their fucking money on dyes and shit to make their colors match? I'm kidding only because I know for a fact
Everyone
Richter. Yeah, I'm kidding because I know for a fact Richter knows that I have like a whole fucking stash of colors. Because my first character on the PS3, I dyed it all green. One of my other ones is all yellow, another one's all blue, and it's awesome. I like them to match. They look pretty.
I love
They
it.
do
I
look
got
much
so
better.
many legendary items yesterday, and
And
it was
when I
just
get,
so much fun.
and I'm hoping there's a grey or a silver dye so I can put it on my witch doctor I named Simon.
Silver slippers for you.
I only named it Simon because it's just a freaky thing.
I don't
I
know if
also
that made it
I
better.
lost Simon.
This is so much fun to play with multiplayer, and it's just so wonderful. It's fine on single player too, which is really good. And I like all the cool shit you can unlock, and it's not like freaking. There was the other game that I unlocked like for PlayStation Home. Was that Red Dead Redemption or something? That was weird. It's like, yeah, I'm gonna totally do that now. It's still relevant.
To be fair, that game's not relevant.
Like I said, it's still relevant as in Diablo 3, as in this is not relevant. Red Dead Redemption.
I mean, yeah, I was making the case that come next generation, Diablo won't be relevant, sadly.
Well, yeah, but then we'll have a new thing.
We will. Diablo 4 Ultimate
Yeah.
God Edition.
Ultimate Good Edition. Fight God now. Stab him in the face.
Well, if this one's Ultimate Evil, the next one should be Ultimate Good to balance it out. The yin and the yang.
There you
Well,
go.
isn't the Ultimate like holy then?
Because
Yeah,
that also
'cause
means they can port this one over to the PS5. Because, you know, like this generally we need to port it over, and they can release them in a pack together of the Ultimate Good and Evil Edition, or the Ultimate Good, the Bad, and the Ugly Edition.
Make that a thing.
Yeah. It's just so fun, and it's perfect. It's just wonderful.
It is.
I like all my abilities, mashing shit up. I have a freaking flaming horse now. Like, my horse leaves fire behind people.
Nice.
That's pretty badass. So, yeah.
All right.
Diablo 3 for me.
Your horse is a DeLorean?
Yes.
I
So-
think it's worth noting, since Simon didn't respond on the other thing either, I believe Simon may have gone to bed, audience.
Okay.
Say night-night to Simon. Bye,
Night-night.
Get his
Simon.
beauty sleep so he can become more fabulous.
Time for Simon bye-bye. It's time for Simon bye-bye. Uh-oh. That's right, I'm making a Teletubbies reference, because enough times passed that it's no longer stupid to make the reference, because now it's nostalgic. That's how stuff works. Leaving enough time becomes nostalgic.
That is true.
And hence why multiple times in the last year or two I've rocked out to bop, bop. But when that song was actually relevant and current, I fucking hated it. But I hear it now, I'm like, oh my god, that's so 90s. Bop, bop.
That might have been a little too far. I don't know.
That might have been too far. Curse you, reckon your ability to be born before me.
Yep, that was my special ability.
You know, it's Jeff's special ability to be born before people. Because he, like, high-fived Jesus, you know, in, like, 3rd grade.
Oh, man. I know. Now, if only his special ability was the ability to read a calendar. But anyway, so for my game of the year, I went with. You've heard this several times throughout, you know.
Destiny?
Wow. Yes, no, of course not. I went with Danganronpa Trigger Happy Havoc, or whatever subtitle it had, for the Vita, because that game was just so good, and like I didn't think it would have much replayability, and like story-wise, maybe not, but they had that little extra game at the end that was oddly engaging. But for me, it was the game that this year like sucked me in the most, where like I was just so into that game and just playing it. I just kept wanting to see, you know, you're like, oh, I want to see what happens next, and you're like, oh, I know something's going to happen. So like the parts where stuff wasn't happening, you knew something was going to, so you kept going on because you wanted to see what would happen, especially with, you know, like with like Phoenix, right? You know, a lot of times you'll meet who's going to die really early on, or you know, you start and you're like, oh, this person's already dead, so you don't get to know them. But like with this one of the people with you is going to die, and one of the other people is going to be the one that killed them. So you're like, kind of like, oh, is this person going to die? Oh, is this person? And it was just really, really just engaging. I liked playing that game. It was really fun to just, I blew through it, and it took a couple days, but like it didn't feel like it. It was fun the whole time. I really liked that game.
Nice. That does sound pretty good.
Yep. So.
And it's always good to have a cool story.
Yes. Yeah, it was really.
What we learned, Dragon Age.
Destiny. And yeah, and it's not on the website anyway. But yeah, and if any, well, there's also, they did like a little animated one of it, which I haven't seen yet, but it's supposedly like it's of course not as good because it, you know, truncates down everything. But if you don't have a Vita to play it on, that would be a decent way to experience the story.
What did you say, an animated film, or?
It's like I think it's like 12 episode anime series.
Ooh. I may have to either look into that or hope it gets released on PS3 or 4.
That'd be awesome if it came on those. I'm pretty sure it's playable on the PlayStation TV.
Interesting.
I don't remember, but it should be. I mean, you don't need the touchscreen. It was when it first came out, it was a PSP game, and then they remastered it for the Vita, and that's the one we got. But but yeah, that was my game of the year.
Thanks.
So, all right, there you have it. Those are games of the year and toy of the year and vehicle and or mount of the year. I almost combined them into vehicle. To the Richter cycle. But,
everything
anyway.
is awesome.
Well, all right, so there it is. I'd like to thank our special guest for joining us. Thank you, Simon. I know he's headed off to bed, but wherever he is out there in Dreamland.
Thank you, darling.
Oh my God, Simon in Dreamland. It's like the prequel to Kirby.
Or Nightmare on Elm Street.
Yes. Which one
Where
is it?
it's,
Stay tuned next week. No.
It's a prequel to
Kirby.
Nightmare on Elm Street, where it turns out Freddy invaded his dream, and Freddy wanted redemption. He was a nice guy, and then he saw what Simon was dreaming about, and became so psychotic and evil.
Let's go with that. And I'd like to thank James Phoenix for joining us.
You're welcome.
All right, and also thank you to Pew and Mole for being here to share their lists.
Yay!
And thank you for awarding me this opportunity.
You're welcome.
But we're officially done with our awards. It's over.
Yay.
It's
Woo!
over.
It's
So-
over.
So for
Girls
next
will
week,
fuck
you
to
can look
sleep.
forward to. So for next week, you can look forward to having 2 bits of news and 2 games for the catch-up, and a new topic which was discussed earlier. Well, I think that was next week's. And so, I'd like to thank everyone again for joining us, and we will see you next week. Goodbye.